Welcome back, everybody.
Dynamite intro, Mrs. Lush. Wonderful job, sweetheart. The team has put together some heaters from our Choosing Beggars series that you guys seem to enjoy, which is a great genre of content for background listening as well as watching. So you can just throw it on while you're doing laundry or eating lunch.
Or pooping.
Or pooping. Let's get right into it.
Required skills. No job hoppers. No more than 2 jobs in the past 2 years.
It's a restaurant job. There's a few people that are going to be there for the rest of their life. There always is. The lifers, the career ones. We all know them. We love them. And then there's the people that are like in school and trying to make a little money on the side while they're doing their thing. And I'm so sorry if your restaurant sucks. They're not going to be there for a long time and maybe they'll move to the next one.
We're looking for strong alcohol and wine knowledge. We will ask you questions.
Reasonable.
You care about your appearance and always look your best. Clean and ironed clothes.
Also reasonable.
Well-groomed, etc. You ascribe to the mantra, yes is the answer.
That makes you want to throw up.
Yeah.
I
There's
mean,
so many other ways you could say that.
That
is so cringy.
No, it is. That is cringy. And we between us have over a decade at the Cheesecake Factory serving. I did 8 years. You did close to 5, I want to say.
5, yeah.
But their slogan was always, the customer is always right. I guess that's kind of transcends customer service. The customer is always right. I like to think we're in a time now, especially after years of doing brainworms and the way the climate has kind of shifted, like post-COVID. The customer isn't always right, bitch. Okay, and I love it when I get to see a video where a customer is being an absolute see you next Tuesday and they get served a plate of cold, hard reality. I love that.
You see serving
Probably do.
others as a privilege, not as demeaning.
This is the other thing, like the culture of working in restaurants, like they try to cultivate this culture where you're a team member and we're a team and like we love our jobs and it's like, bitch, I work in a restaurant.
Wait, remember we ate at the Texas Roadhouse the other night and they had t-shirts on and on the back it said, I heart my job.
Yes.
And I was having secondhand embarrassment.
They had, yeah, but so this is the thing, like
nobody loves their job.
That's what I mean, and it's not.
You enjoy working in the restaurant, it's fun, it's social, but no, you don't love your job. Sorry. Love your job, like I'm looking forward to going to work.
No, you can
wait on people. It's hard. It's hard work.
This is the step in the right direction. The fact that I allowed you to talk. All I'm saying is it's okay to be like, no, I don't love this job, but I'm doing it out of necessity and I will have a good attitude while I'm here, but I'm not gonna pretend like this is where I wanna spend the rest of my life or pretend like I love serving people because, ooh, I'm so privileged to be able to serve you, sir.
You're a team player and positive in general. We're not looking for people who like to gossip or tear others down.
You're looking in a different industry because that's literally a prerequisite to working in the restaurant is you better know how to gossip and you better know how to tear other people down to climb the ladder.
Pay $2.13 per hour.
Yes! Finally, I'm glad they ended with that because that is the biggest malfeasance that is still going on. I believe minimum wage is up to like $3 and change now for restaurants. But the idea that in this country, it's state by state, but for most of the country, it is still on the customer to subsidize the living wages of the restaurant employees. I continue to tip well because I understand that these people aren't going to make a living wage without good tips. I'm not saying I like the system. I'm just not of the ilk that's like, oh, well, the only way we're going to change it is by stopping tipping people. It's like, no, that's not.
No.
That's not how I'm going to do it. You can tell there's some restaurant years between us because we just got so heated during that like 40-second video. Woo!
Looking to borrow a car for my wedding day on December 28. We'll be needing it from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Thank you. Bro,
Reasonable.
You can borrow my Tesla if you want.
Oh, God.
You have a picture? Seriously? A Model 3? Trade it in for a Model X and then maybe I'll consider.
No,
Dude,
that has to be a
it's
joke.
just an option. You don't have to be rude about it. You offer me a Model 3 and then you think I'm the rude one? Bro, it's a nice car. It's brand new and all you have to do is say no.
It has to be.
Okay then, no. I'll be out of town, so I can't make it to your wedding. But you can borrow the M3 if you want.
No, there's no way he's going to say something bad about the M3. Looking for something at least over 100K. It's for my wedding. Now I'm 18. Come on, dude.
Then buy yourself a $100,000
This
car, you
cannot
mofo.
be real. If this is real, I'm sick to my stomach. Freaking
Hey,
entitled
what's new? How's
people.
the new house? I just wanted to know if you guys had an extra spot for that concert next week. I'd love to join you guys.
Ooh.
Hey, girl. Yes, I think we do actually. Are you on the East Coast now? No, I'm still 17 hours away. I moved to so-and-so, though. It's right off the interstate, so you won't have any trouble finding it. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, won't have any trouble finding it? 17 hours away?
Sorry, we're only driving 11 hours from the East Coast, so it's out of our way. Sorry. If you can find another way down, you can definitely join us. We have an extra spot in our Airbnb, and I'd love to see
Offered
you.
a room.
Why are you driving Barbara, then? I really wanted a ticket. She's on the East Coast, and ticket for what? The show? I just asked you? Absolutely not. Sorry. Why did your boyfriend buy you a ticket then? I heard he was loaded. I don't understand why. A 17-hour drive is only 2 hours away from the 11-hour drive. Yeah, no, it's 6 hours out of the way, not including traffic. We haven't talked in years, and you're demanding a lot from us. I don't care if it's your birthday. I don't understand why you think you're entitled to a free ride and a free ticket from people you don't even know. I wish you the best. See ya. I told you it's my birthday. I guess I'll just kill myself. My brother will beat your ass when he finds you, whore bitch.
Let's go.
I can't.
Let's go. Imagine the audacity. Man, some people are just so broken. You don't want that person at your concert.
I don't care if they were 2 minutes out of the way, they're not going. Teenagers, they're all delusional.
I'm not crazy. She's crazy.
So here's one. This person says, I own a business where I do cleaning and housekeeping. I sometimes help with other household chores like food prep and dog walking, basically a personal assistant for domestic tasks. Reasonable. One of my clients started a drop shipping business. She asked me to do some videography for her. She wants me to shoot an hour's worth of product videos, separate 30 to 60 second videos. That's insane. That's like almost 60 to 120 videos. And send her the 60 minutes of footage so she can edit it and create product ads for her site. She's not giving me any direction or thought of any concepts for the 60 minutes of footage, except that she wants me to create videos that have potential to go viral. That's what every client wants, isn't it? She has also encouraged me to film content in my other clients' offices' homes for variety. She has offered to pay me for 1 hour of my time, $30, to create 60 minutes worth of short form viral videos. This is equal to about 16 cents per video. How can I kindly explain that this is absolutely ridiculous without being rude?
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, ooh, dropping the F-bomb.
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
This is one of those situations
also,
where...
you want them to come up with like creativity and ideas and variety? No.
In this person's head, they're like, oh, it's an hour of work, $30 an hour is pretty good. They unfortunately don't really understand how the industry in video creation and ideation works. It's certain tasks can be broken down to hourly, but oftentimes when you're creating pieces of content that need to be original and you're looking to create things that make an impact, there's a lot of other factors that go into it, and you usually charge per piece.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Harassing people who owe you money is so broke. If you needed it right back, you shouldn't have lended it out. Just gotta take your L and move along.
Oh, hell no.
Imagine someone that owes you money calling you broke.
No, come on.
There's a very kind of like a gray cloud area around the idea of lending / giving money to friends, family, all these things. I love the idea of gifting money if you can afford it without the expectation of getting it back or having it in return. There is sometimes, if there's like a very serious situation, it's a lot of money and you set up a contract and deals, maybe, but all I can say to that is be very careful if you do that with friends and family, because...
Right, and also prepare to not get it back.
Prepare to not get it back. There's nothing that can, you know, really cause a rift in a relationship than money sometimes. So be careful who you do that with.
Hi, is it still available?
Yes, it's available.
I was wondering if you wanted to buy a mini fridge.
No. Do you want the Xbox?
I'll buy the Xbox 360 if you buy the mini fridge.
No.
Then I'm not going to buy the Xbox 360. Sell it to someone else then.
I will. I didn't ask for a fridge. Can a fridge play Gears of War? No, it can't. But then again, a fridge is probably quieter than the fan on the Xbox. Mini fridge also has cancer and you've ruined its kids' birthdays. Cheers, Master Chief crying now, thanks.
Jesus Christ. That was a lot. There's another
I'll buy
one.
this from you if you buy it from me. No.
Renditions on TikTok.
30-inch TV. No, sorry, I sold it a few days ago. How about you?
It's a great bop, right?
I already sold it. Sorry.
Remember, this is a real conversation.
I literally do not have it. Then don't waste my time.
People.
I love that.
That's a bit different than a choosing beggar, but it's an interesting...
It's more like an ignorant idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A friend's cat had surgery. I made a portrait of the cat, had it printed, framed it, and gifted it to her. Just a nice little recovery gift. She reached out wanting a matching set. Her replies just tipped me over the edge.
Oh boy.
It's beautiful. I love it. I'll need one of Mocha and Luca too. Would you be able to do that? I'd love to have a matching set for all the cats.
Oh my God.
Thanks. I loved painting her. I'd be happy to paint the girls for you. I normally would ask for $40 each, but since you're wanting two, I could do both for $65. I could have them done by Friday.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
OMG, bless your heart. I could just draw them if it's going to cost me money, hun. You said you loved painting Carla? Why can't you just paint the other girls for love too? Not really fair to just give me one of the cats. It's not like you're a famous painter and you drew it on your iPad. This is a little silly.
Wow.
Have them to me by Friday. Maybe you could get your family to pay or something, but I am not a charity. Honestly, I'm just hurt and bewildered by that response. I drew Carla for free for you because of her surgery, and I just wanted to make you a get well gift for her because I know how scary it is when a fur baby has to get surgery. But your reply to me is super condescending and rude. Maybe you could get your family to draw you something, but I am not a charity. You can actually lose my number. I don't really see a future in our friendship. Always taking and never giving. Have a good
Ooh,
life.
get wrecked.
Oh my gosh. You are so dramatic. Just have the drawings to me by Friday and get over it. Let's meet for coffee and sort this out. It's a silly little drawing. Be an adult about this.
Still insulting her. It's a silly little drawing, so it went from being a nice, valuable piece of art to a silly little drawing.
Can't relate. You know, I can't, like, someone does something nice for you, they give you a little inch, an act of kindness because your cat had surgery, and then you absolutely shit all over them. There is kind of a bit of a problem, not always, but just in general for people underappreciating art, artists in general, stuff like that. It would be one thing to be like, oh, well, that's okay, it's fine, I just like this one, because you don't want to pay the money. It's another thing to just start shitting on her and be like, yeah, you're a joke, you think you're a real artist?
Right, like...
Just because she wanted to...
My friend's a hairdresser.
Yeah,
Am I going to be like, oh yeah, you have to do my hair for free now?
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah. Ooh, free foot massage. I know a couple people in the audience that would give you a free foot massage, huh?
Oh, I thought you were saying someone who would want one.
I would want, we could both get one.
Watch out.
Do not Dude, you don't know how the internet goes. You showed that
Your face
No.
was just priceless, dude.
I've seen some shit, okay? Do not show those pewdy little, those pearly little toesies on here. If we're bringing those bad boys out on camera, we're gonna figure out a way to monetize it. We don't just give that shit away for free.
Listen,
okay?
these babies are pedicured. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm finding lately with age, my feet are getting sore after a day's work, and I was wondering if anyone would like to visit me at my home to massage my feet for free. I can offer tea, biscuits, and witty banter, but unfortunately no money.
How could I possibly pass up that opportunity?
Ooh, well, there are people that enjoy feet.
But you would definitely have to show, you'd have to post a picture of yourself and your feet, and by the sound of it, it was...
It's with my age,
I'm
so they're
getting
probably
old with my
older.
age. Maybe there's some old people with cute little feet, or maybe there's probably a particular...
I think feet are pretty freaking gross.
It's probably a particular sector of the fetish that appreciates old wrinkly feet.
Recent college student or graduate and you want to be infuriated? Look at this. This is a great internship opportunity in New York City doing portfolio analysis. It, however, says that it's a small-sized privately owned investment management firm and it is unpaid.
Okay.
There are 877 applications to this. That's how desperate people are to work. But wait, this gets better. This gets better.
Does it?
If you successfully get this internship, you will owe this company $3,500.
Wow.
I feel like the internship is the biggest crock of shit of all time.
No,
I get it. It
agree.
depends on the industry. Obviously, coming from a medical background, yes.
I didn't have an internship, but
Why, though, should you not be compensated? Under the guise of furthering your education? Like, I guess, but like you're there, you're working. I feel like paid internships should be more common. When I was in college, internships was the big thing. Senior year, you need to find your internship. Maybe I'm crazy.
maybe the value is more...
That's the whole point, but then people realize that and they hold it over your head. Like, if it's any place that's mildly prestigious, not only had 870 applicants trying desperately to get in there to work for free, they're like, by the way, if we select you, you then owe us $3,500
That
to
part's
come work
outrageous.
for us.
Just no, that...
Work for me. I might even pay you.
Hi, is anyone interested in living in a family home? It would be me, my children, 9 and 7, and 2 kitties. I'm thinking of offering low rent in return for some help around the home with the kids, for example, pickups from school and evening babysitting. It would suit a mature student maybe, or someone who doesn't work a regular 9 to 5, like an artist or a freelancer. We're in a spacious 3-bed Victorian terrace, 12 minutes to the London Bridge, just putting it out there. So the idea is, like the title says, they're looking for an au pair, someone to basically deliver your childcare, but they still want you to pay rent. But it's going to be a little bit subsidized because you're the au pair. Newsflash, when you hire an au pair, they live in your house for free and you pay them. I like that she tried that, though. Good luck.
Maybe they need a partner instead.
Maybe they need a wake-up call to how the world really works.
This person sold their car on a Saturday, and a few days later, they had this text exchange with the new owner.
You still have insurance on the car?
No, I took it out Saturday after I sold it to you. Why?
That works. It's still in your name. My son got into an accident on the way home. Can you call your insurance?
Sorry to hear that. Is he okay?
No.
He's fine. I'm just trying to get this fixed. Can you let your insurance know?
Wow, looks like a pretty bad hit. Usually you go through your own insurance after the title's signed over.
I'm trying to work with you. Insurance will pay for it. You don't have to pay nothing. Or can you take it back for the difference in damages? Is it just a bumper cover, that's all.
Just a bumper cover.
How are people as ignorant? Like, it just, every time I think people couldn't be stupider.
I think they're just trying to pull a fast one.
I don't know.
I think they think they're going to get away with it. Like, oh, you know what? Well, your insurance will cover it because they obviously had insurance.
Even if that person was like, okay, let me call my insurance. What the f is the insurance company going to do? The title's not even your name anymore. Like, it's nothing you can't. I think this person is genuinely this dumb.
Sorry, but that's not how it works.
Listen, buddy, I'm just giving you a chance to make things right after selling me an unsafe car.
Okay, now
Excuse
yeah,
me?
they're...
You knew this car needed a clutch. The ad said, must be towed. Yet you insisted in your son driving it home.
Now this is...
The bill of sale also said non-drivable, as is. You're supposed to get insurance when you buy a car. Don't blame this on me.
All I'm saying is the car is unsafe to drive, and I want to sort this out before I get my lawyers involved.
Yeah, get them involved.
You go right ahead and get your lawyers involved. Let's see how that goes.
This lady's quite the character.
Yeah.
So that little hitch there, the fact that you bought a car that was listed as unsafe to drive, sold as is.
Undrivable.
And you decided to drive it home, which is weird.
If you're doing that because you're planning on having it repaired, then you have to tow it.
Yeah, well, apparently not. And we don't even know that the clutch was the reason they got in the accident. All around, just absurd.
Hey guys, we have a position open for an unpaid internship as a personal assistant in the City of London. And you'll be with us to fight against slavery in a charity based in London. We're working to fight the issues of human rights. At the moment, we're looking for a personal assistant. So basically, we're looking for someone who will help us with stuff, but not get paid, to help us push the message that unpaid work is unethical.
Yep. The irony.
Love that.
Hi, is this still available? Yes.
Couch.
Can you deliver?
Deliver.
No, it's free. K. S.
So I haven't listed it yet, but I'm trying to get rid of like a bar thing. It's the thing we actually first started recording these videos on when we moved into this office. Memories. I want to list it, like it cost me a bunch. I bought it on Etsy. It was made by a custom wood shop. It said some wear and tear. But I was thinking like it will need some sort of truck to transport. And I own a truck, so I'm thinking about listing it and offering to deliver, but for a fee. Obviously, like I think that would be nice. Like, hey, if you want this, I will deliver it in my truck within a region.
Within like
but it's going to cost a little bit extra, or happy to have you come pick it up. I know back when before I had a truck, like it was difficult to move anything larger. Like, what are you going to do? I want this thing, but I'm not going to like go rent a U-Haul to pick up something that I got on Facebook Marketplace. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So no, the delivery will not be for free.
Cheapskate.
Crackhead.
I've had some interesting scenarios selling things on Facebook Marketplace myself.
Oh, you did that one.
Gosh.
Dude, you had someone cranking down your throat like, oh, please respond. Whatever, blah. Yeah, that was nuts.
Like, all right, you list something online, you list the price, yada yada. A lot of times you get a bunch of messages at once, especially if something is priced to sell. And so you come to an agreement with somebody, and I had someone flipping out on me, messaging me nonstop because
you had come to an agreement with someone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I let them know, okay, I just sold it to somebody else.
And they kept hitting you up.
48 hours later, they're still messaging me. I really wanted that.
They like took it personally, like getting mad. I'm like, what the f? Like, shut the f up, get blocked, okay? Insane behavior.
It was really weird.
Insane behavior.
And also they lived kind of far away, and they were like asking me for advice for where they could take their kids after they came to pick up the item, like looking for like tour guide recommendations in the area. I was like, buy the thing if you want it, don't if you don't. While you were taking so long to talk about that, I made an agreement with somebody else, and you're out.
And if you're watching this, not the right way to behave, yeah.
That was so awkward.
You kept telling me, like, you texted me again.
I know.
Like, oh my God.
Days later, I'm like, you're still there.
They're still texting me.
Hello all. I have a great opportunity if you're the right fit. I know a single dad who has 3 kids part-time. They're all under the age of 4. He's looking for an older female, 40 plus, to live in the home and help care for the children and maintain the home. E.g.
So he wants a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
E.g. cooking and cleaning as necessary. In exchange for your help in the home part-time, you will only need to pay $250 a month. You'll have your own room and you won't need to buy groceries or pay for any utilities. You'll be able to work another part-time job on the days off if you wish. The home you'll be located in is in South Colbury. It's beneficial if you can drive and have a valid license. Criminal background check would be needed and 2 references. This sounds like a great deal. I'll pay you to watch your kids and do the cooking and cleaning, and then I'll get a second job just to pay for the first one. I bet you've got a lot of people waiting in line.
Yeah. That's so funny, dude. That's basically an au pair. They get to live for free and they get paid. So what are we doing here? Oh, I'll just reduce your rent on a $250, but I just got the delusion for some people to even post that and think that, yeah, this will work. You know, the dude was just probably a weird creep too and would have been like super weird about everything.
Who's trying to give me a car or a ride to work every day? I work at McDonald's in Rice. You need to give me a ride home too. I can send to you my schedule every week, or give me a car so you don't have to deal with the rides. Send pics of what you got.
Where do I sign?
You know what? Just take the truck. It's fine.
Yeah, you know what? I'll be the one that gives you the rides. I'm looking for something to do.
You love your truck. Why don't you
I have a
share
beat
it?
up Cavalier. AC doesn't work though. We can work out a payment plan or something if you can't pay the price at once. My boyfriend wants $600.
Let me guess, she wants all of this for free?
I ain't driving no beater without AC, LOL. And didn't you read my post? I'm not paying for your junky-ass car, CTFU. Wow,
does that even
just
mean?
trying to help. Good luck getting a free car or free rides to work at McDonald's, you broke
What's CTFU? You mean S? I know what STFU.
Yeah.
If anyone knows what CTFU means, please let me know.
I have trouble believing these people are real, but at the same time, who would bother to post something like that if they weren't actually being serious? Am I the My daycare costs $55 a day. Okay, that's pretty average, I would say. 2 meals provided, 2 snacks, clean and teacher is well-mannered. Well, the beginning of January, I was informed due to inflation, daycare costs would be rising to $60. That's $5 extra a day. That's $25 extra a week. I straight up told her I was refusing to pay. Well, she said she's had to terminate the contract then and that she would be sad because she's created such a special bond with my son. Cool, I guess. So I signed the new contract, but I plan to pay her the $250 a week regardless, and I might write her a strong letter explaining to shove it where the sun don't shine and use swear words. Can you imagine posting this online?
I mean, without finishing reading it.
Yeah,
is that how you want to treat the people that are taking care of your child?
Yeah, is this the precedent you want to set for your child too? Like, you're this type of person? The funny thing is, like, unrelated but kind of like a lot of the body cam videos I watch or the brainworms videos where I'm seeing these adults just act abhorrently, and sometimes it's alcohol induced, but a lot of times it's just because they were raised by completely incompetent idiots. And it's just kind of like this generational passing on of just incompetence. Hopefully, eventually somewhere along the line that gets broken, but the sad reality is there's just so many more kids being born than there are capable parents. My kid really likes going there and loves his daycare teacher, but I will straight up take this woman to court if she changes the price on me. Good luck, dude. So you're willing to spend money on litigation.
You would get nowhere.
Not only get nowhere, but the amount of money you would spend to litigate that would far dwarf the amount of extra money you would spend from just paying the price increase over the course
People
of maybe
like just
an
to
extra
say
year.
that.
Yeah, they never would.
It's just something to say.
I'll talk. The meals are great, the facility is nice, but $55 is already way expensive for childcare. Find another childcare, you dumb. 2 times a day, yeah. She does two free field trips a year, but charges $8 for the rest. Like, so expensive. I'm about ready to blast her for being so greedy. She should just be grateful people are willing to pay $55 a day. Who does she think she is to charge up the ass? It's daycare, not a nanny. She's not that important anyways. Am I I feel I have a right to be bad.
What?
Yeah, not only are you the you're painfully unself-aware.
She's not that important. These are the people taking care of your child.
You are painfully unself-aware, and I feel so much desperation for the child that you brought into this world because their mother is a moron. Whew, that one was tough to read.
I've heard about daycares that feed kids. That is so cool.
Oh, our daycare, yeah, you always had to pack lunch, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's not that common around here, but I've heard about it.
I wasn't even thinking. Awesome. I wasn't even thinking about that when you said it. That's
on top.
So
that's like
already that's better
compared to here.
Yeah, to include food at that price, that's even more of a steal. Went on a 2-week vacation. Now stock my pantry, pretty please. Specific items only. You want to read this one? Go ahead.
All right, just got back from a 2-week road trip, and my house is empty in regards to food. I'm financially tapped out and do plan to hit up the food pantry on Monday, but even so, there are items that the pantry doesn't have. I'm looking to acquire orange juice, mushrooms of any kind, vanilla protein shakes, Gala Honeycrisp, Fuji apples, the only kind I can eat due to texture issues. Fruit cups, oranges, kettle chips, plain is best, no barbecue. Bread, any kind of bread, but honey wheat is the best. Yep.
I mean,
so I guess like the whole point is that you just went on vacation and now you have no money?
2-week road trip, depleted all your money, you're back, your pantry's empty, you're hungry, and you want some OJ and some apples, but only Fuji because you have texture issues, and wheat bread, please. White bread's not good for my insulin. Like, what? Yeah, yeah, God. I laughed out loud. 2-week road trip and didn't think ahead that you would need groceries when you got home, and has the audacity to request specific items like honey wheat bread and plain chips.
Choosing beggar.
Choosing beggar. That's the definition of a choosing beggar. Probably shouldn't have went on a 2-week road trip if you couldn't afford the groceries when you got home. I'm not saying like you can't live your life, but you got to learn to budget better. You got to learn to budget better than that. Here's another one. Apparently this guy posted this and then took it down after he got on, but of course the internet lives forever. So he wants a live-in, trade, or free rent female care assistant. We need a caring, responsible, fun-loving, compassionate female to be live-in home care assistant for our 89-year-old mother-in-law in exchange for free rent. First off, before even reading this post, unfortunately, end-of-life care is very involved and is going to require more than just a free place to live.
So yeah, it's kind of similar to that other post, but the guy wanted the nanny or whatever to
like take care of the kids.
Now he wanted them to pay rent, but so this is like in exchange for free rent. Also not going to fly. You need to pay for that service.
Yeah, it's tough because like I get it. Like when your parents get towards end of life and they require care, like these are difficult situations. You got to deal with a family, and they're not cheap. They cost money. Like,
a lot of
and
money.
if you aren't around or you're working a job that it's, yeah. Obviously there's nursing homes, but those are very expensive. So what's the next step? Yeah. Everyone's got their own situation. Anyways, mom has 24-hour oxygen, COPD. We need someone to help her get around when she needs help, prepare home-cooked meals, do her laundry. You must be home at night in case of emergency. Family close to help out as well. You must have valid driver's license, insurance, physically able to carry laundry up and downstairs, blah, blah, blah. In exchange for your hair and help, you will get a private bedroom and a bathroom located in the finished basement. Also in the basement, we have a small apartment refrigerator and wet bar. The basement also has a family room, laundry room. House cleaners come for the main level every 2 weeks. You're paying for house cleaners? And you can't afford to, like, now, or, oh, yeah, so this...
I mean, again, it's kind of a necessity. If
hospice?
The person who lives there can't clean, then you have to pay someone to do the cleaning.
I suppose. Well, I mean, if you're really strapped, you go over and do it yourself. You know what I mean? You go help. Like, that's the thing. When you don't have the money to do something, you have to take the burden on yourself. It is what it is. Anyways, that's the deal. They wanted hospice for, I mean, like, listen, this is less egregious than some. I can understand.
Sure.
There could be someone in a very dire situation, can't afford rent, that could afford to do this. But the problem is, though, like,
they then can't work.
That's now your job, so free rent's not going to cut it. That's so stupid.
Due to burnout and my non-working brain, looking for a personal assistant between February 25th and March 31st to help with my organization of festival, scheduling my appointments, and helping out with communication. Maximum of 15 hours a week, so total of 60 hours. Someone that speaks Dutch in a relatively stable position. You're not homeless or on the verge of a mental breakdown.
Like they are, probably.
Aren't we all? Has enough grounding, knowledge of culture and DIY initiatives who will listen carefully to my requests instead of proposing new ideas nonstop. There is a payment of a volunteer fee, but I can't guarantee how much it is until the festival's over and we can fix the accountancy book. Please, not opportunistic money milkers.
I'm sorry, I'm looking for a personal assistant and you have to pay me to be my personal assistant? Is this kind of like...
No. They're gonna get paid, but they're not guaranteeing how much.
There's a volunteer fee, so you would first have to pay me, and I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to pay you. Just please don't be an opportunistic money milker. What kind of post is this? Are they assuming like some event coordinator that's young in the business wants to get some experience? Like this is an unpaid internship type of scenario? Absolutely delusional, man.
Just the wording is...
Please be my personal assistant with no guaranteed pay. What the f? These are crazy, dude. The thought process some people must have in their head is truly remarkable.
That's one way to put it.
Are there any hairstylists in here who might be so gracious as to do my hair for me as a gift? There's another community group.
As a gift.
I need it highlighted and tone my roots. Perhaps just buy the product. I'm in dire need before court. I'll pay it forward by referring the heck out of you. There you go. That's the oldest trick in the book in like in the influencer space. You give me this free edit and I'll shout you out on Twitter. I mean, that's normal from like a company, but like when you're getting a service from somebody like editing or whatever, like just pay them for their services. Adding, since some seem to take this as a disrespectful post, I am one to give when I can as well. I donate my services often and believe in the power of giving over money. It was not my intent to disrespect anybody, and obviously if there's anyone willing to do that for me, then I would be so grateful. I'm all about paying it forward in whatever way I can. Right now I'm $200,000 into a custody battle with a man that is trying to rip my daughter away from me and is currently holding her hostage with no contact for the last 3 weeks, not even updated. I don't even know if she's alive. That's kind of crazy. So the poster makes it sound like, hey, I have $200,000 in court, but I need highlights for free. Like, oh, I have all this money. I think the whole point is all of her money is being drained due to this custody battle.
Yeah.
I don't, this one to me is a little more redeemable, I think.
It's still really ballsy to ask for something for nothing. I'm sorry.
Always. But when you are in a tough spot, I think it's okay. And she wasn't being really choosy. It was more like, hey, I'll buy the products. If there's a stylist in here that could pay one forward because I'm tied up in a $200,000 legal battle, I don't view that as like, oh, I have all this money to pay for court and I can pay for my hair. So I think this is kind of just like a little bit of a force on the side of the poster. I think it's okay for people to ask for help. I just think there is a way to go about it.
Sure.
I don't think that was the worst way to go about it compared to some of the things we've seen on here.
Sure.
Would I be the if I don't let my family members and their fiancé sleep
How'd you
in my
find that
bed?
out? Wait, whoa.
What?
How'd you figure out what WIBDA?
IATA is am I the very common. It's like it's a huge Reddit. So I just did the math in my head. TA at the end kind of gave it away. I'm 37 female, about to have 2 visitors to my apartment, 42 male, 39 female. I have a king bed that I sleep in. I have a queen size Murphy bed that is in my office. The couple will be staying a night at my place before continuing on the road trip. For additional context, I'm 6 feet and built like a brick house. Female, wow, okay. This couple are both over 6 feet in the very overweight, very large category. Okay. The issue, the couple asked to spend the night. I said, sure, I have a bed. They asked if they could have my bed, the king size, and I said no. This led to a we'd be more comfortable before our road trip if we got to sleep in the bigger bed. Pause.
That's weird.
If you ask to stay in somebody's house as a favor and they have an extra bed,
you take the bed.
And you have the audacity, first of all, to ask to stay in their personal bed. That's crazy to begin with. And they say no. And then you push back on that, you're out of your mind. We'd be more comfortable in the king size bed over the queen. Of course you would, especially if you're morbidly obese. Guess what? That's something for you to figure out. They're putting you up. They have a queen size bed for you to stay in. Figure it out.
So this person's just genuinely posting this to see, like, hey,
would I be the asshole?
gut
Yeah.
check? Like,
that's the whole point of the
no,
am I?
you're not an a-hole.
That's the whole point of the am I the asshole subreddit. We're learning my wife right now. People that like are sometimes in a situation in their life where the people around them are making them feel like they're doing something horrible.
Sure.
And it's driving them crazy. So you go on Reddit and you leave it up to Reddit to be the judge and jury. And they have ratings where it's like they'll rate the stories like you are the or no, you're not the
are you serious?
Oh yeah. This is how we deal with things now.
The system is flawless.
That's when I call my girlfriend.
I said you have a queen size bed or an air mattress as your options at my place. Both. So worst case scenario, one person sleeps in the queen, one sleeps in the air mattress. Problem solved. If you're a little bit bigger, take your pick. They called me and said they would discuss it further closer to the day of their arrival.
Discussion.
Guess what? You're not coming over my house anymore. Out of here. No, you're not the It's your personal bed. If you want to lend, that's fine. But you absolutely have the right to not want.
But
it's
no,
not like they're
why should you have
strangers.
to give it up? She
Right.
said she's bigger too, so she'd
Yeah.
be more comfortable in her own king size bed.
And it's not like she's even going to be out of the house. She's going to be there that night too. They would just be relegating her to the guest room while they stay in it's called the guest room for a reason. Your family member's an idiot. Oh, here's Rihanna, hon. You're like the biggest Rihanna fan on the planet. What's this one about? Black Millionaires Twitter account. Rihanna got paid $0 to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show by the NFL, but did it for exposure for her brand. Over 28.5 million people watched her Super Bowl halftime show. Think about this the next time you think you are too big to work for exposure.
It's always been that way. But
So what's the point of this post? To convince people that like you should work for free for the exposure?
I guess so.
When Usher did the Super Bowl halftime show this year, apparently after that, he like was #2 on most streamed artist on Spotify.
Yeah,
like
didn't
the
he
week.
announce a tour?
It's part of the marketing scheme.
Yeah.
So there's massive amounts of money to be made. It's always been a thing where when you perform the halftime show, you're not taking a paycheck, but
You
you're
get, like,
also
a certain budget to work with.
you're part of the
for the
biggest
production.
promoted event on the planet almost. Should they still pay these artists a little bit to perform? I don't know. The whole point is artists will still line up and do it for free because they know that it's
worth it.
It's going to be worth it. Yeah. It's different when it's like some YouTuber like, hey bro, like edit something for me for free and I'll like tweet out your account or something. Like that doesn't translate. You're talking about the most televised event on the planet. That's the top comment. That's exactly. Performing for free at the Super Bowl is not the same as doing something for free for your Twitter page with 2,000 followers. Precisely what I was trying to say.
I'm looking for a babysitter ASAP, paying $125 per week.
Whoa.
I know how expensive. I'm very generous, you see. I'll provide all that's needed for the child's care. All right.
That's the point of babysitting.
What are your hours like? 5 a.m. until 6 p.m. the whole day. Okay. So 52 cents an hour. Good luck.
Oh, that was the person that was looking for a babysitter, 5 a.m. to 6 p.m.?
Yes, for
52 cents an
$100 and
hour.
whatever a
25
week.
bucks a week, 5 days. Yeah. I mean, that's a good deal. What? This one says,
Can't
Mrs.
even.
Lush, you'll...
What?
Oh.
Wait, what did it say?
Said this might physically hurt you.
Yep.
Wanted. Cleaning company cleaner to clean my full 2-bedroom flat before landlord comes around to check electric first thing Monday. Can only afford a 10 and because I'm kind, I will throw in a tin of celebrations. Also in a 4-pack of Heinz tomato soup I got from the food bank. It's not bad, so it shouldn't take that long. Just can't fit it in around work. Oh my God. Is that every...
That person just doesn't want to clean.
Is that every streamer ever? Yeah, so the landlord's coming by to check electrics. They're cooked.
And they know that they're living in filth.
Yeah, and instead of just cleaning it yourself, you offer someone nothing.
In reality, you drink a energy drink and you just go to town and take a couple hours and clean the shit out of it. Stay up a little later one day. Shut up.
Not every my mom. She's there, right? You're pissed. She is upset. The audacity to offer someone $10 to clean that, but you get a tin of celebrations.
That's what a tenant is?
Yeah, $10. A tin of celebrations and some Heinz.
I don't know what a celebration is either.
You had me at Heinz tomato soup from the food bank, honestly. Not only will I clean that, I will eat that food off the floor.
I can't tell if you're being serious.
I'm going to tell you right now, that person can clean, they just don't want to.
That person's a mess, dude. I just don't. Hey, honey, you want to come clean this taint? I'll throw you a tenner and a 4-pack of Heinz tomato soup.
Say no more.
Be a full-time babysitter and teach my child sign language for less than $7 an hour. Classic. Full-time care for my 6-month-old with 3 requirements.
You need to be close, and you must know sign language, because I want it to be used with my baby to be able to communicate as soon as possible. $275 or less per week. How do you put or less? We're going to pay $275, but after I meet you, and if I don't like it, we might pay
someone will
yeah.
agree to take less.
Yeah. Someone DMs, oh yeah, that sounds great. I'd do it for $225 instead.
Oh my God.
Oh, the audacity. If you weren't even...
Imagine if the regular employers posted that, like $50 or less per hour. What?
It should be or
instead
more,
of like
right?
starting
Yeah.
at $40 an hour
Starting
or whatever.
40K salary, right? I hated back in the job searching days, the fact that like you could never really know what you're going to get paid until you get to the
You
final
have to go
phase.
through the whole shebang. I hate that.
So dumb.
I think there should be more transparency with salaries, yes.
There should be in traditional jobs, 100%.
Especially something that's really competitive and looking for employees, like just put it out there.
It's the or less part that makes this perfect. That is the best. $7 an hour or less.
The bargain of a lifetime!
Someone's listing free cast iron pans. Someone asked how old they are. She's like, I can't tell you, I'm the third owner. Barely used them. They were given to me, but that was over a decade ago. Thanks. Have any of them been used for cooking meats, turkey, fish, or chicken? I'm a vegetarian. Oh my God. They are all used and have been neglected in the back of a cupboard for some time. I'd be happy to see them to go to a forever home. If you're interested, let me know what time you plan on grabbing them. I'll shoot you an address and make sure they're put out. Hey, I'd be so happy to adopt your cast iron pans. Are any of them unused? Drop by today or tomorrow.
Wow.
Have they ever been used to cook meat? All right. Okay. I'm not going to shit on vegetarians right now, like I normally would. But here's the deal. You can be vegetarian and that's fine. But if you're the type of vegetarian that's worried that a cast iron pan has been used to cook meat at one point in its career, you just have a brain disease.
Okay, I totally get that. And I agree with you in many ways. But I think there's one thing you don't know about cast iron pans is that you don't really wash them. Like you don't wash them, like you don't scrub them and wash them. So I don't know exactly how you do wash them, but they get seasoned over time. You don't like soak them in the sink and scrub them. So that's all I'm gonna say.
You're telling me like you're cooking a fillet of steak in butter and rosemary and garlic and you just eat the steak and then put it back in the
Don't put it back, but you don't scrub it in the way you do your other dishes or pots and pans. Okay?
Yeah, okay. I still stand on business. Okay.
Just Google right now how to wash this.
I'm standing on business.
Cast iron
with
pan.
that comment about
Did I say
vegetarian.
stainless or cast iron? Whatever. Cast iron.
No, cast iron is the one. I understand that's they're not supposed to be like stainless and like sparkly. They got all shitty and gross, which is why they're great. Comment still stands.
Please do not give away things that have been in a smoking home. I got something and it reeked real bad of cigarettes and made my arms smell like it. If I went and got it, I would have left it, but I let my daughter get it. Now I'm tossing it in the garbage. Please be respectful about where your things come from. I'm a bit disappointed in this item because of how badly it stinks. Now I can still smell the cigarettes, and we are not smokers. It smells like an ashtray, and it was a huge item. I'm sensitive to smoke, and my chest feels tight.
Oh, now I feel sick.
Okay, I've read enough, yes.
Just letting y'all know to be careful and ask if it's from a smoke-free home. I thought it was for sure. So disappointed. It's free!
It's free.
And don't send your daughter to pick up your free if you're so sensitive to smoke. Hold on, I gotta read the response.
Or ask.
You're disappointed? The only disappointment in this post is you. You're either here begging for free then acting all high and mighty because it came from a smoker. You have any inclination of how stupid you sound, how inconsiderate and downright effing disrespectful you are? Get a grip on reality. I mean, listen, I understand that, like, okay, she got something free, didn't like it. Oh, it's from a smoker's home. Great. You throw it out onto the next one. You don't post about it.
Right.
To try and tell people, hey, I know you're giving away free stuff, but don't.
And call the person out.
But don't give away free stuff if you're a smoker. Yeah. Must have been like a couch or something.
The thing is that people who smoke, I think, are so immune to it, they don't even think twice about it.
Well, they might know, but they don't notice it like a non-smoker would if it was like something
They're
that
probably
absorbs.
like, oh, this leaves the house, it's not going to smell
Something
anymore.
that absorbs the smoke, pretty much cooked. You know what's funny is like, I think about this a lot, and I'm sure like growing up, we all knew people or lived in a home where like it was just normal to smoke inside and it reeked of cigarettes in the house all the time. This girl, one of my best friends, these days, like I feel like it's much less common. Much less common.
Very rare.
Like the idea of a family like raising kids and just ripping butts inside all day, like you'd get crucified if people found out you did that.
I grew up in a heavy smoking home.
Yeah, too.
I probably stunk all the time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, and in the car, ugh.
Yep.
The slightest smell of cigarette smoke gives me a massive headache.
Drives you nuts, yeah. Piggy sitter needed for my guinea pigs. My family will be on vacation and need a temp home for 5 days while we're gone. 2 females, one is the boss. They don't jump or bite and love snuggles. They make bubble noises and have frequent arguments. Oh, it's so cute. I love guinea pigs. They don't even smell, hun. Think of that. I can see you chomping at the bit for this bit right here. We will bring all supplies and a cage. Cages 2x4. And pads need to be changed daily, just like a woman on her period. Prefer a pet-free home?
More than
Actually,
daily, I
maybe
promise.
more than daily, yeah. Depends on how many wings you got on that bad boy. Give me one of the ones with the wings. I'm trying to fly on out of here. I prefer a pet-free home because these ladies are tiny and might look like a snack to bigger pets. Oh, I get it. Now that makes sense. So
Yeah.
babysit my pets for free, but you're not allowed
But you
to have
can't
pets.
have any, yes.
Excellent pet lesson or summer experience for young kiddos. Will only consider local residents, not a paid gig because they are so... No, she didn't include that line.
Yeah.
Not paid because they're so cute.
So it's a privilege.
They make
to
bubble
watch them.
noises and have frequent cute little arguments. They're like a little guinea pig couple. Little Italians waving their little paws. You scacciata.
I hope nobody took her up on it.
No compensation because they're so cute. That's the best. This exchange starts about 5 minutes after you list it. Is it available? Yes, it is. What's the lowest you'll take? $5K. Come on, I need a new bike. Mine got trashed and I'm really struggling right now. I'll give you $3,000 cash money today. All when people are like, I'm really struggling. Like, dude, everyone's struggling half the time. Like,
So they need to give you a $2,000 break?
No, thank you. 5's the price. What the F? I've already started driving. I'm 40 minutes away. I don't have time for this. Tell me where to meet. The best I can do is 35. You take a check. I'll be there in about 30. Holy cow.
Oh, yeah, and definitely don't take a check.
Bro, is that legit? Is there real people like that exist?
Yes, definitely. Most definitely. I also just have come to despise selling things on Facebook Marketplace.
I mean,
it's so
this
annoying.
is obviously an extreme example, but you've told me it's like...
It's very obnoxious.
It's literally choosing
It's too much
beggars.
back and
It's choosing
forth,
beggars
yeah.
on steroids.
I'd rather donate the stuff at this point. Like, depending on what it is, obviously.
Yeah. Along those lines, not as aggressive, but we already told the story that time you had the woman who was very, like, territorial. And when you told her, sorry, it's gone already, she, like, went on a 15-thread tangent. Like, couldn't believe it. She's like, no, I really need it. Don't let it go. We're like,
it's
this
gone.
is Facebook Marketplace, bro. I don't know you. Like, I'm just trying to get rid of it. Nut jobs out there. Hey, I was wondering if you do fitness plans. My buddy Arton recommended you and said that you really helped him out.
What am I doing? Sorry, I was not here at the moment.
Son of a bitch. We got our new host. You're fired. Hey, I'm just wondering if you do fitness plans. My buddy Arton recommended you and said you really helped him out.
I sure am. It was a pleasure working with Arton. How is he doing now?
He's doing great. Said that getting back into the gym really helped him feel a lot better about himself. Think he goes 3 times a week now or something.
Good to hear he's still sticking to the plan anyway. Tell him I said hi. So, what kind of help are you looking for?
I'm just kind of looking to lose a little bit of weight for a wedding I'm going to in September. Get a bit fitter in general, I suppose. How much would that set me back?
For a targeted fitness plan alone, you're looking at about $25. I can throw in a week-long meal plan for an extra $15 if you're interested.
That is so cheap. Okay, I'm sold. What's next?
So, are you just interested in the fitness plan, or would you like the meal plan too?
Meal plan 2.
Okay, perfect. Just let me get a couple of basic details from you real quick, and we can jump into the nitty-gritty of
I
it.
love the nitty gritty.
Okay, perfect. I've got enough info for now. I'll let you know when I've got your plan finished. Should be a few days.
Hey, so is your fitness plan done now?
No, that's still me. Hey, so your fitness plan is done now. Do you have an email I can send it to?
Sure, man. It's this.
Okay, perfect. I sent you the file now.
What's the password?
Your payment still hasn't come through. I'll send it once it arrives in my account.
Yeah, look, man, I'm a bit behind on my car payment, so it might be a while before I'm able to get the money to you. Look, give me 2 weeks, and I should be good.
Okay, man, it's all good. No worries. There's no rush.
I mean, for me, it kind of is a rush because the wedding is in like 7 weeks, and I need to start working out and cutting weight ASAP. I really appreciate what you've done for me on such short notice. Would you be able to send me the password while I work on getting the money together? Oh, this is so
I'm
cringe.
cringing. I'm dying reading this. I'm sorry, but that's not how I operate. I've had a few people stiff me in the past, so I don't do credit.
Look, man, would you just be able to send the password? This wedding really means a lot to me. I'm going to see some friends I haven't seen in a long time. I really have to look good.
Just stop stuffing your pie hole, man.
The lack of accountability is so staggering. I will say this before we finish this. Even if they send the meal plan and
It
they're
doesn't
not
matter.
going to change at
I
all. This
understand.
person sucks at life. We get the gist. I'll paraphrase the rest of it. Sorry, I don't give credit. Well, I have no way of knowing whether it's a plan I'm paying for, if it's good or not. So you can at least just send me the password. And this dude's like, no, off.
You know he's legit.
At
You
the
want a
end,
recommendation?
listen, I'm a patient guy, but you've really pushed me over the edge. You do a lot of business if you actually treat your customers with an ounce of respect instead of being a power-tripping freak who values his ego more than the health of his customers. I'm finished with you.
No, that's all you just said was I expect you to provide a service for free.
And there's a 1,000% chance if they sent that person would have never seen the money.
Oh, of course.
I've talked to some business owners and people that sell online products and info products. People that have a high price for their ticket items never have problems with customers. And then it's people that sell things for a small amount of money that are always dealing with people trying to do like this.
And like nickel and dime.
It's just the scarcity effect of people that, you know what I mean? But there's other people that like, oh, $2,000 for a course that could help me change myself? Yeah, I'll pay that. Hey, I need assistance for 13 more days. I'm craving yellow squash and sweet onions. Slice into circles and boil on a stove. Use salt, pan. unsweetened cornbread. It's an easy task. Martha White pack for cornbread. It only has 2 more ingredients. Flour aisle.
What?
Is this one of those like food, like those pages where you're like looking for people to make food for a thing, whatever? But this person's not just asking for food. They're asking for someone to go pick up ingredients and then make it for them. I also love plain chicken broth with unsweetened cornbread. Help me make salad. I have the ingredients already. And also like red, orange, yellow bell peppers. I need 2 bags of baked Lay's, large baked potato, large baked sweet potato. Thanks for all your consideration. So that's just like, that could be a sub where it's normal to ask for food, but that's the definition of choosing beggar. It's like, now I want specific recipes. I need an artichoke dip. I need, all the colors of bell
in the yellow
peppers.
bag.
Holy shit. Wow, here's another one. Buy nothing wedding registry. We did a down payment, but we definitely would like to replace some old stuff. We're looking to upgrade, so please pardon us for a little choosy this time around. We'll be giving away lots of stuff soon, and then they just list all of the things that they need. A buy nothing wedding registry. Wait, so I'm confused. Is this the person posting? This is their wedding registry?
I'm guessing so.
It's not because you need them, but like when you make a wedding registry, you're expecting people to buy that stuff. So it's not that you don't have the money for it, but maybe they're just part of a circle of friends that wouldn't be able to afford stuff on the wedding registry. I'm kind of confused.
I don't fully understand it.
I don't either.
It sounds like they just want to replace their older stuff. Like, it sounds like a second
They said they got
marriage
married.
Situation.
Instead of a registry, we did
If we're a little
down
choosy
payment
this
fund.
time around. So it sounds like they're...
Is that something you've heard of, a down payment fund instead of a registry? So
I've
they
heard of honeymoon fund.
they
So
we
like, they
want
usually have a
money- we
website
want
and
money
people
instead of-
contribute money instead of...
Down payment for a house probably would be my guess there.
Yes, the situation is they wanted money, but they also want stuff.
So, all right, so they did a down payment fund, but now after the wedding, they're now doing a wedding registry.
They also want stuff.
Okay, got it.
So they're double dipping.
Vagabond road trip of a lifetime to Sturgis, South Dakota bike rally. Room for 7. Cost will be gas plus gratuity for the driver. Bring a tent, sleep on the ground.
Ooh.
It's not an outing for the faint of heart, the uninformed, or the novice traveler. This road trip is for those who have researched the history of Sturgis Bike Week or talked to travelers who have attended over the last 84 years. It's a trip for the adventurous, the souls who seek camaraderie under the most unknown circumstances. The soul that is unafraid of climbing aboard a 45-year-old hippie-happy travel van and hope we get to Sturgis without a single mishap. Do not apply for a seat on this trip if you have a schedule to be back or a weak kidney, a Karen attitude, ironic, a need to be pampered, or inability to help change a tire, wash the windshield, check the oil, push if we run out of gas are required. If you have the ability to pay $500 a night for a hotel room, if you could find one near Sturgis, you need not apply. You're not allowed to pay for a hotel, basically. This trip is
If you
for
can
those...
afford it, then don't even try.
Then don't do it, right? They want other. This trip is for those living on the edge, just getting by. No wealthy lawyers, doctors, or billionaires need apply unless you pay for all expenses in the van before we even start. I love this. Like, if you're rich, you're not allowed unless you pay for everything. It's like, if you can pay for everything, we don't want you. But if you're rich and you can pay for everything, yeah, okay. This feels to me like someone just like making this up to try and make it on Reddit or something. Like, but then at the
You
same
never
time,
know. People are cuckoo.
that's right. At the same time, it's like this person might actually exist. They might just be so unself-aware and entitled.
And I bet they found a companion to go with. They might have found a companion. There's probably someone out there just as crazy.
There definitely is. For every crazy, there's crazier. Requirements to attend a wedding party. To secure a spot in a wedding party, the following things will be required. A promise to host a party, must be couples, at a venue other than someone's house. I'm sorry, like how many people need to promise to host a party? Your wedding gift must be cash check of at least $500. You must buy me or my husband, depending which side you're on, a day of gift of at least $100. You must attend every shower party we have and will be required to purchase a gift for each one. You will sign a contract that holds you legally responsible. No, you lost me there.
No, this is actually a joke, right?
This has to be. Legally responsible, holding all your requirements says that if you don't, you will be legally held to reimbursing us for the time we wasted and the stress of causing problems. I just can't imagine this is
If I never get asked to be in another wedding party, I will be a very happy person. I think I'm in the clear.
The fact that in this era of wedding ridiculousness, I can't tell if this is satire or not makes me weep for humanity. That is,
I know.
That is true.
I honestly think it's not.
Well, that's the thing.
Because people are...
The fact that we're questioning it is the problem. Where it's like, well, this could be real. Seen crazier.
Choosing beggars.
Go ahead.
I'm looking for a newborn car seat for a boy. I'm due any day now. I was given one, but unfortunately it's pink. If anyone's willing to trade or maybe even donate a boy one, I will be greatly appreciated. So, choosing beggar.
I will be greatly
How about
appreciated.
you just worry about the safety of getting your child home from the hospital?
Yeah, no,
and
just-
use the pink seat because the
just-
kid's not gonna know.
Spray painted blue. Just
The
go on
child
another.
doesn't care, and you shouldn't care either.
Is he worried about the other babies making fun of him or having a pink car seat? Yes. Yes, he is. iPhone 8 Plus, $70. Hey, is it available? Yep. Price negotiable. Lowest I can do is $60, and that's $100 off retail. Can you deliver? So I give you a discount, and you want me to deliver? No. I'll do 70 if you can deliver. Where do you live? Atlanta. No. I sent a screenshot of. Isn't this you? I'm not selling you the phone at a lowball offer so you can flip it. So the guy trying to take the phone has already posted the phone on Facebook Marketplace. What do you mean? I need the phone for me. You just sold the phone. No, I didn't. That's your listing. Why does it matter, stupid bitch? Facebook Marketplace flippers. That's like,
that's very common.
That's the Gary V in them, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's like
Very
Gary
common.
V to a T. Gary V was like the eBay flipping, where you buy shit on eBay, or you go to garage sales and buy shit and resell it on eBay.
If you got time or
This
patience
gives
for
Gary V a
that,
hard on.
good for you.
I mean, it's certainly a hustle. That's literally half of Amazon. People setting up stores and sell at a markup that they bought from Alibaba. But on Facebook Marketplace, that's a whole different kind of hustle. Bring me free unnecessary things. I'm in desperate need of a coffee table, and soon too, if possible. I'm located in this place, TIA. What's TIA mean?
Thanks in advance.
Oh,
or
you know.
transient ischemic attack.
This is the first acronym that you knew that I didn't. Like, I'm the internet acronym guy.
Up my sleeve. Here we go.
I feel like I should have known that if I thought a little harder. I'm not mobile currently, so it has to be delivered to me. Now I'm desperately in need of a TV. It just got stolen. I come home today and found my bedroom window wide open, my TV gone. It doesn't have to be anything very big or fancy, just an HDTV with a USB port on it. It's all I really need in a TV. Thanks in advance. Also, I'm currently not mobile, so you'd have to deliver it to me.
This one's not that bad because it's literally they're posting on a buy nothing page, which is what those pages are for. Like, hey, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Asking to be delivered is maybe a little bit of a stretch, but
also,
it's
like,
maybe a neighborly thing that someone locally could do for you. I don't know.
The desperate need is a little bit much too.
Yeah.
Desperately in need of a coffee table.
That part's a little ridiculous, but
also you have to bring it to me. It's a bit much.
at least it's in an appropriate forum.
Right. Yeah.
This is where people give away free stuff.
This is a very low on the crazy meter of the shit we've seen so far.
For sure. I'll take the 52-cent an hour babysitter from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m.
You want us to spoil your kids already going to Disney? Saw this request driving off I-95 in Daytona. Not sure if this is trash or not, but it just felt like a choosing beggar to me. All right, so they're driving a white van.
Yeah.
It says Disney bound, help spoil our kids.
I've seen this.
Oh.
I've seen this kind of stuff, but not for Disney.
Oh, it's like, hey, we're going to Disney, send us money?
Yes. I've seen people do this for like bachelorette parties and stuff like that.
Hey, what? So this is, listen, a lot of people like put their Venmo on Facebook and like buy me a round of drinks or like buy me this.
Buy me a coffee for my birthday.
Yeah.
That's so flipping weird to me. I can't even wrap my head around asking the public for money.
It's not super uncommon though.
But they're going to Disney World. They have enough money to go to Disney World, and they're providing this trip for their kids.
You're already spoiling your kids. If you can afford to go to Disney World, your
kid's spoiled.
Your kids are going to be just fine.
I don't know if it's a choosing beggar, but it's cringy.
No, there's a little cringe. If you're providing a service or you're funny or something like for online people too, there's a website called buymeacoffee.com, which you set up a thing and you can just have a little thing that people can Venmo you. And if you're like making people laugh or you're creating content that's whatever and people want to tip you that way, that's fine. It is weird to put it on your car like that. That's a little bit much.
Will you take $20 on a doorway swing? What's the weight limit on it? 200 pounds, but I would really like to get 30 as I paid 125 for a brand new not even a year ago, and my son only used it once. I'll pass that. I was getting it for my son for Christmas, but I can't afford 30. Did you sell the doorway swing? The lady's supposed to come today, but I can let you know if she doesn't. I'll put you back at the top of the list. I try to be respectful and go in order as I receive the messages. Ha, cool, forget it. I'm okay. If you will do 20, let me know. Did it sell? This is classic Facebook Marketplace.
This is.
Classic
I feel like I've
Facebook.
had the same conversation.
She's supposed to pick up today at 3. She's supposed to come Wednesday. You told me if she didn't, it's mine, so you lied. I was next. I didn't lie, but she had an emergency pop up and had to change the day. Ha, you can quit typing. I don't care what you have to say. You lied. Simple as that. You're letting someone lie to you. Oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
I'm far from a liar. Not that you know me personally. Like, this is the point. You don't.
It's not worth your time.
This
to
whole
write that
thing,
out.
just block. See you later. Thanks for playing.
Block, exactly.
I don't know why people take it personally. There's just people trying to get something for nothing on Facebook Marketplace. And they try to make you feel bad for not giving them something for free or whatever. Instant block. You don't need to write all this.
The worst is when they show up to pick up the item and pay
And then they try to swindle you.
And then they try to swindle.
Oh, I only brought $30. Well, you said 50 in the post.
And then at that point, they know you want to just do the deal and get it over with.
Yeah, and they will.
I'm at the point where I'm pretty much
Just don't use Facebook Marketplace.
done with it. Yeah.
Either give something away for free.
Yes.
Just give it away.
On the buy nothing page.
I've been very open and honest and polite, blah, blah, blah. If so, when she messaged me and could be pleased, I'm going to be understanding, give that person a chance, etc. You have already been reported for scamming people. Yet I asked you to go down to 10 on it and you can't. Ha! Okay. Not when I paid $1.25 7 months ago. You're so understanding. Go scam someone else. I can't.
It's not a scam.
It's so hard for me to believe people like this exist. I
They
really
do.
struggle with it. I don't scam anyone, so keep being the hateful, miserable person you are when you don't get your way. Have the day you deserve. Okay, scammer, watch you talking to your man because you don't know me. Blah, blah, blah. And you've been reported for harassment. Why did you even bother replying to this idiot?
Yeah,
Top reply.
That's it.
Yes. So the second we went over and saw that 5-paragraph one,
You
I'm
gave
like,
him too much.
You just played yourself right there. But unfortunately, some people have too much pride and they're not used to like negative online interactions. Or it's like someone well versed as myself in negative online interactions, you can immediately know when to pull the ripcord. That said, however, literally X or a lot of these social media places, it is some people like they get their jollies by just being horrible and getting in arguments, arguing on the internet all day.
You love X for that.
I don't. Like I'll watch him, but like I don't. I haven't tweeted in like months. I tweet like once every 2 months. I'm just a consumer mostly. Okay. Yeah, the whole thing is a bit depressing. Can't risk a walk without knowing the amount of food in the free food pantry. Okay.
What? A person in the local BN group regularly posts asking for trivial things, but it got comical when they responded that they can't risk the walk without knowing the status of the free food pantry. It's less than 1 mile from where they reportedly live to the food pantry.
Sounds like the type of person that probably doesn't need the food in the food pantry if you can't even walk a mile, my brother.
Does anyone have any soda or anything to drink they can please drop off to me?
Go check at the food pantry behind Rite Aid. They have a 24-hour food pantry if you can get there.
I don't have any transportation, and they're always out of food when I can get a ride there.
It was refilled early today. Weather is nice to take a walk with kiddos and a few bags.
Just because it was filled early today doesn't mean it is now. I can't take that far of a walk without knowing for sure if it is.
I understand maybe it's inconvenient, but dude, you're trying to get stuff for free.
That's a definite choosing beggar right there.
Yeah, no one's going to drive it
He only
to you.
wants to go there if there's like the good stuff.
Yeah, they have like the premium USDA prime cuts, but you still benefit from the walk. No, the people like that don't understand that.
Right.
It's not far from blank. It's about to get dark. I don't like walking around my area alone. So as a woman, I'm not comfortable walking alone at night.
That's understandable, yeah.
Could your husband go for you? Boyfriend, and no, he lives 4 hours away. Do you have water? Yes, but I've been drinking it for months and I want something with flavor. The whole thing's just a little lame.
It's
like both sides. Some people truly can't be helped though. There's a type of person that will spend their entire life exerting all their energy to see how other people can help them without ever spending an ounce of energy on helping themselves. Seriously, with the thousands of dollars being raised and food being collected, this is what the Frederiction Food Bank gave us for Christmas dinner? Nah, you didn't come on Facebook and start crying about a free Christmas dinner. I know you didn't, but here we are. I'm stunned. Not even a bottle of juice for my children. Please don't get me wrong. I'm forever grateful. Are you though? Are you forever grateful to have the resources of the food bank that gives you an entire meal for free? But I want to know where all that money and food went to. A turkey, a 5-pound bag of potatoes, 2 boxes of stuffing, a bag of carrots, bag of apples, a bag of oranges, 1 can of string beans, cranberry, loaf of bread, 1 box of chocolates, a dozen sugar cookies. Why didn't we get juice or butter? Bro.
Nobody needs juice. That's a meal.
She's basically listing
And
off
dessert.
the entire meal that she got, which is incredibly generous and a massive meal for a family, and then crying because it didn't have juice or butter.
The butter would be helpful.
Damn, this is a pretty good haul. Can last several days of meals. Legit. I mean, look at that fucking haul, dude. It's an insane haul. I'm always on the
It's
fence
just a
of
choosing
like,
beggar situation
I'm
because
always-
you feel bad for people that
I don't feel bad for this woman anymore. No, like I would. Yeah, no, I absolutely not. That's called
Keep it in your brain.
that's an entitled person right there. So that's just the type of person, no matter how disadvantaged you are, how privileged other people are, and you got the raw end of the deal, you're never going to change your situation because you feel entitled to things. And it's just, you're always going to have this kind of frame of mind and viewpoint on life. It's never going to be enough. Again, I don't know a lot of context about this person, but have trouble feeling bad for them. I always wrestle between 50-50 between, I can't believe this person is real, maybe it's not, but also it's even more pathetic for someone to make a post like this up. So then I'm like, all right, it has to be real, and then that's just sad. No juice or butter? Only a 5-pound turkey, 7 boxes of stuffing, sugar cookies, carrots, potatoes? No juice? It's $2.99 for a large apple juice at the store. Maybe your $300 free meal could afford you the luxury of buying the juice yourself. Dumbass. Sorry. Ex-girlfriend Christmas wish list. I really want these so bad. They look nice. They're only $64 for shoes. Thank you, but I spent so much money on my family for gifts that I have none for me now. That sucks. Thoughts and prayers.
I don't understand.
She really had the balls to ask you to buy her anything for Christmas. Oh, as an ex.
Oh.
Okay, so that's even worse. You get an ex-girlfriend reaching out to you like, hey, can you buy me these? Sweetheart. Lost that privilege when you got dumped.
Should I give up? For the past 3 days, I've been seeking help to raise $50, Apple Pay or Venmo, so that I can buy food, not a single penny. And do not tell me to DM you on Telegram, Instagram, or whatever else platforms. Just donate or get the out of this thread.
What a weird way to go about it. Nothing worse than a demanding beggar. Get a job and off.
Merry Christmas. Someday you'll see yourself in a similar situation. I hope you will receive kindness rather than rudeness. Thankfully, there are people who are still nice and compassionate.
Assuming that's the OP,
yeah.
Very impressive for them to talk about kindness and rudeness after that original. How do you want kindness when you are beyond rude? You're the one asking for help, but you're also the one being beyond rude to anyone. I don't see a Venmo anywhere to help you. Thanks for the input. I'm so down and out. That's a lot of attitude for someone asking for help.
People were trying to scam me, and that's why they want me to pay to get donations.
I mean, that's possible. A scammer scamming a beggar. That'd be something. It's like, oh yeah, I'll donate to you, but first you got to click this link. Happens.
Okay.
Shit like that happens in crypto all the time. Get a job. Retired. Maybe need to unretire. Did you get it? I know some jobs hiring.
Retired.
Unretire. Posting publicly telling people to get off your threads while begging for money and trashing people, not giving anything to you. The irony is, daughter and I had some money to donate today to whoever and whatever cause we wanted to. I wasn't even looking on here, but then your thread popped up. However, not donating a dime to you because, well, I mean, look at your posts and responses. Good luck. Maybe you need to humble yourself because you are clearly having the Christmas you deserve. Listen, I have compassion and empathy for people that don't have their basic needs met, but how are you going to live with entitlement at that level? Like, it should just be 1,000% graciousness and gratitude for anything that anyone can spare. And it's okay to ask for help, 100%.
But not like that.
It's such a conflict of interest to have that mindset of entitlement while being someone who is looking for help, which is literally the definition of choosing beggar.
People
but
can't wrap their head around.
So I guess that's why it's a thing. It's a genre, and people love to talk about it because it's like, wow, I can't believe people like this exist. Maybe it's just like the part of their frontal cortex is a little wired the wrong way or something. Self-awareness.
Broken.
Never came into the chat.
Odd ass. My son just lost a tooth, and this tooth fairy has no spare change. I told him the tooth fairy can bring anything, so I am asking for one of the following for the tooth fairy to bring him. Delivery needed. May be able to pick up tomorrow depending on location. I told the tooth fairy only comes when teeth are lost before 6 p.m. So I bought myself a day.
That's sad.
These are written as he said them. Thank you. Cheez-It Puffs, any flavor. Prime hydration drink. Mr. Beast's Lunchables. Oh my god, I'm gonna die right now. Electric berry lemonade blended with whip from Dutch, not a kid size.
I would love if the barista could write thanks for the tooth to help pull off during the day delivery. Got it. That is very specific. Delivery to always the delivery, yeah. So here's the deal. Like this one, I'm on the fence because like she's not being rude, and it's like it is sad. Like the kid, whatever. If you can't afford these things, and your kid obviously wants a tooth fairy, like you want your kid to have the world when you're a parent. But the idea of like asking someone to be your personal Uber Eats driver for free is a little bit much.
That part's tough.
Like, can you meet me somewhere? Yeah, I guess the caption is just ask for $5 as opposed to an electric berry lemonade blended with whip, not kid size.
Yes, yes.
That's so, yeah.
Just ask for $5. Yes.
That is the definition of choosing beggars. It's not always the entitlement. It's like I want this thing for free, but also it needs to be super specific to my needs. Kind of like a read the room situation, I think. Yeah. It's always the delivery too. But you have to imagine a lot of these people probably don't have transportation, right? They're, and it costs money to get out somewhere. Some things we take for granted sometimes.
Yeah, depending on what kind of area you're in, it's may or may not be walkable.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a bisexual guy friend whom I haven't spoken with for a while. He just contacted me on Snapchat, and this is what happened. Hey, hi, how's it going? I'm good. Just been busy. How about you? Me too, and I got a new girlfriend. I kind of need to borrow your adult toy for the weekend.
Ooh.
Maybe more. My girl and I need to see if it's something that is for us. At this point, I'm annoyed. It's an adult toy that my partner and I own, with a harness, and costs about €100 or 107 US.
A harness?
Sure, you can have it for €50 for the weekend. WTF. I can buy a new one for that price. So it costs us €70, and we haven't even discussed the price of borrowing the harness too. Is this seriously how you want to ruin a friendship? He then sent a message.
Sorry, friendship already ruined when you asked to borrow their sex toy. Already beat him to it, my friend.
Extremely angry about how the adult toy he wants to borrow from me only costs €50, and he could buy his own. That message wasn't meant for me, dude. Either way, buy your own. We protect our things after what happened with the last guy. And who helped you with that problem? Us. Just buy your own. But I just want to try it to see if it's something for me. Dude, you borrowed it once before. What's different this time? Last time we didn't use it. Cool. Have a good evening, dude. Apparently, not lending out my adult toy is horrible of me.
Things took a turn from tooth fairy money and food.
I'm just not sharing stuff that goes inside of people's asses or holes or whatever. You know, those are just things you wash off and put in your drawer. Not to be spoken of and not to be lent out ever.
Not to be discovered by your child. Nothing.
Yes. Oh, good Lord. Looking for a co-writer for my debut novel. Hey there. I hope I'll give you credits on my Amazon bestseller that sold one copy to my grandmother. What?
Isn't a ghostwriter just that? Or do
Oh
they
yeah,
usually...
like that's true. I guess it's the opposite. Looking for co-writer. Hey there. Currently working on my debut novel, young adult contemporary romance with slice of life vibes. Wow,
that mean?
Very unique. Looking for someone experienced and trustworthy, a writer who loves writing romance to join me on this project. It's unpaid hobby and voluntary opportunity, so it's perfect for aspiring writers who want to practice and grow their skills while working on something fun and creative. It's currently in the planning phase, which I expect to finish January 25. Oh, it's coming up on an end date. I'm excited. Once the plan is complete, we can start the main writing by the end of January. I've also got the story idea and we'll handle the plotting, scene breakdowns. Timeline's flexible. Goes until 2027, so just a quick 2-year commitment. So we can work together whenever you're available. No pressure. My role, I'll take care of planning. I'll also help with some of the writing and overall direction. If you're interested in this project, I'll also help with some of the writing. So it's basically like, hey, can you write a book for me for free? I'll help a little bit with the writing of the book.
My debut novel.
Love it. Yeah, it's a debut novel though, so huge news. I imagine she got a lot of responses.
Yeah.
There's one thing to do an unpaid internship with an established company or brand that can be a resume builder.
Yes, but there is
still not a huge fan of that.
No benefit for this person.
It's another thing to do an unpaid internship for a random anon on Facebook looking to start a writing career. But it's a slice of life vibe, so you know.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
You don't?
Slice of life vibes.
Slice of life.
Some
Someone
sort of
wants
genre.
to describe
Is that like
it to
kind
me.
of like a Full House show? Is that like a slice of life vibe?
Okay, that could work.
Hi there, just found one TV. Looking for 2 more for my kids. Can the kids share a TV? How big of a TV? Nothing crazy, just something that works. Got a 42-inch Vizio, no remote. It's been sitting around if you want to try it, see if it works. It worked last time we used it. Send a message. 42-inch TV was working when I gave it to you guys. Did it stop working? No, it does work. Thanks again. So they just keep
Okay, so they just want more and more
keep
TVs.
collecting
They want
TVs.
multiple.
It's funny, dude, because TVs are such a commodity now. It's probably not hard to find someone ready to give away a 42-inch flat screen that's like maybe 8 or 9 years old. Works fine.
Sure.
And these days, you can probably buy that same TV for $100.
Yeah.
They've never been more affordable. Like 42-inch, yeah. Like a 42-inch, if you're looking for not just like a normal
Not a
LCD.
super
Just a
specific
normal
model.
LCD panel, not super, low-end Chinese trash. $100, $150.
I don't know. You spend more time in Best Buy than I do.
I will buy all the TVs and all of the screens. Recently got an OLED monitor for the first time for my gaming computer.
Oh.
Life-changing experience. Makes me want to get all OLED TVs, but they're a lot more expensive than regular TVs, especially the higher inches you go. Like a 70-inch OLED is going to be 4 figgies.
Whoa.
Multiple. And our TVs work fine, so not quite yet.
Incoming vent. I hate to sound ungrateful, but I
Too
feel
late.
like I wasted my time going to a toy drive today with my 5 kids. They wouldn't deliver the toys to us, so we had to bus it down there. Each child was able to pick out 2 toys. My kids have been begging for a PlayStation or Xbox, and I figured they would have them. It's Christmas.
You went to a toy drive expecting a fucking Xbox and a PlayStation? First time? It's first time. So we bought some toys for a local thing this year, like a toy drive for our fire station puts on. And like you go and like buy toys and stuff. But there was never a moment where I was like, yeah, we should probably get an Xbox 3, Xbox Series
How do you
X.
think Jackson would have liked that? How do you think he would
$500.
have let you get away with that?
Yeah,
It
well,
was
that-
already hard enough for him to
That was the part is we brought Jackson to do it, to pick out toys for other kids.
just to have that experience.
Just to have that experience, and like he's super bummed out, but he was very good about it. But you can tell, like as we're leaving the store, he's like looking at the toys and like petting the hair of one of the
Infatuated
dolls,
with
and
it.
just bummed out that he had to say goodbye to him. But he was cool, yeah. But no, we didn't consider getting an Xbox for the kids.
No.
That's a little bit of an aggressive leap.
Not on that level.
No, maybe some people do. I don't know.
They had a bunch of Dollar Tree toys. My kids didn't even want what they got. I just feel like if these people would try harder, more kids can get a toy they actually want. It's unfortunate that now I have to come up with the money to buy them a PlayStation to share.
That can't be real.
It can't. No, it
This has to be fake. Why is the name of the group Vegas Baddies Boulevard, by the way?
There are more questions than answers.
That makes, maybe it is real. I hate to sound ungrateful, but
You already lost it. What do you expect? Just hundreds of game consoles
I
there?
can't believe the toy drive wasn't giving out €400 plus consoles. Outrageous. You know what's even crazier than people that post this is some of these Redditors that go into 65-page conversations about the breakdown of these people's lives. Truly incredible. Like, I'm always impressed. Like, I think in my entire life, I've probably commented and read it in like 3 or 4 times. Even like writing a review, anything, like an Amazon review, I get to like 3 sentences and I'm like, man, I am fucking spent. I can't believe I spent this long on this. And I'm like, just send. It's like half done, incomplete, makes no sense, incoherent, not helpful at all. But I'm just, I can't believe I'm spending time on doing this. And then you have motherfuckers writing full ass graphic novels in the comments of the stupidest fucking post of all time. Maybe they're just trying to farm Reddit gold. I don't know, but it takes a certain type of person, let me tell you. This has to be fake, right? Not as, probably. My church gave me only $200 for Christmas, knowing I'm a single mom with 4 kids. Last year they gave me $1,000, but since I stopped the pastor from coming over late nights, he cut my funds.
No, this has to be fake.
I have a boyfriend now. Before I was single and desperate, he even told me they would help us out for the past 5 years. The church gave us $1,000. They're aware of my situation, which means 50 per child, but I would be wrong to tell his wife I'm 800 short. Why can't the churches? Yeah, come on. I think you should tell the entire congregation. Report back with the results. I'm interested.
I gotta agree that that's probably fake.
Yeah, most likely.
I hope.
Oh, another Xbox PlayStation one though? What do we got?
I am not ready for these requests for gaming consoles because
I mean, I was literally in Target with him the other day,
he already like
looking
jokingly said it.
Well, I said, I was like, Jackson, that's an Xbox right there. He's like, oh, that's it?
He doesn't even know what the hell he's asking for. I swear. Like, he likes video games, but he's like, oh, so maybe I can get an Xbox? Like, but he didn't put it on his Christmas list. He didn't actually ask for it, but he thinks he wants one.
He plays Rocket League on my PC. He doesn't know that his dad's got the best gaming system you can have with an actual gaming PC. What I mean by that is PC gaming is superior to console gaming. PC master race, everybody knows. But for kids, consoles make a lot more sense because it's just plug and play versus like the PC needing to know all PC stuff. What was on the lists? They both wanted an Xbox, which that alone would have been a great gift for both. Another asked for AirPods, not too many things. One of my sons also asked for Nikes. Obviously, these aren't Nikes. Oh, is this the response to...
Oh, that's a response to that.
Bad order. I'll not argue in the comments with anyone. These donated gifts are all I got for my 12 and 13-year-olds. We were told to make a list and people will sponsor and buy what they can. We did, and my sons didn't ask for this. While other kids will be returning to school with name brand shoes. Oh, God. Oh, forest for the trees, lady. Kids who gets donations get these cheap ones. My thing is, why adopt a list and buy gifts if you aren't going to get what's on the list? It is wrong, and children shouldn't suffer because just some of us parents have had a terrible year. No one is asking people to donate or adopt lists. People choose to do it. It's very messed up when people adopt a list and not get the children what they asked for. Fortnite gun, Nerf guns, t-shirts. Those shoes do look a little shitty in her defense. Not
Wow.
I'm just saying. First glance. So basically you made a list and wanted people to buy you an Xbox. Or like Nikes. Yeah. Okay.
So like $1,000 worth of stuff.
Yeah. Maybe, I'm sorry you had a tough year, but if you want your kid to have Nikes, you got to figure that one out. It's not on someone else to do it. I've been helping a friend out with stuff she needs for her baby, diapers, bottles, etc. And I asked her what she and her baby would like for Christmas. She sent 2 separate lists for her baby and for her. I went through them, noticed they were a bit pricey. For example, she asked for an expensive toddler house that would cost at least $200. I'm assuming for when the baby gets older. And for herself, she asked for an iPad as she wants to watch her true crime shows and when she's not feeling like watching the TV. Who the an iPad?
What?
That's worse than an Xbox, dude. Apologized and told her I wouldn't be able to get anything off the list or her baby's list as my price range is $10 to $30 max. Well, that's not going to buy an iPad, unfortunately. Told her I'd be happy to get the baby a stuffed animal or play set. Like I mentioned, she was looking for a toddler house, so I'm assuming she's planning ahead. She got really mad and said, seriously, how can you not afford even one thing? You are young and you probably have money saved up. A little contradiction there, no? Isn't it usually the opposite way?
It takes a while to save up
Is it usually
money
old people that have the money saved up?
experience.
Seriously? Plus, it's very upsetting that you cannot do this for me and my baby as I've helped you with stuff. I replied, with times are extremely hard right now, I'm trying to make ends meet. I still want to gift you and your baby. She blocked me and have not heard from her in 3 hours, so I'm not sure what happened. Sounds like a great time to find different friends. Yeah, OP says, yeah, I'm not putting up with her anymore. I've helped as far as I could. And the fact she blocks me because I won't spend hundreds of dollars on stuff that she'll live without is ridiculous. Yeah, it's all kind of the same theme.
I mean, that friend just got a little too comfortable because she was helping buy like bottles and diapers and stuff for the baby.
Yeah. You think there's a part of it that like people probably just spend too much time kind of like living vicariously through other people so that when it comes to their life, they think these things should be easier, no big deal. They see it so much. They see it so much on their social media feeds and stuff where it's like, oh, you can't just give me an Xbox. You can't just buy me an iPad.
I mean,
but then to have it,
kids.
maybe it's like this, it's anger that comes out as this kind of entitlement. Like, they can't actually believe you deserve these things, but maybe they're just so mad because, I don't know. It's hard for me to reckon with it.
It's tough because I could see the kids maybe feeling some sense of entitlement or not really understanding why so-and-so can have it, but they can't. But these are the adults posting.
Right.
And so they're never going to get it because their parents don't get it.
That's right. And it kind of becomes this generational system of this entitlement with zero personal responsibility and accountability, which is kind of the running theme in all of these things. It's
beggars.
It's a mixture of lack of personal accountability and then this entitlement wrapped up in that, thinking that just because other people have this thing or it's worked out a different way for another person, it should be that way for you too. And unfortunately, that is just not how the world works. There's zero fairness in life, and it just is what it is. You got to do what you can with your situation, but this is the worst way to go about fixing anything. The worst part is these are all just like temporary fixes to like, okay, cool, your kid gets the gift that he wants and he's over it in 4 hours.
Truly.
What about the next day? What about the day after that? Like these people aren't going to fix your problems. It's 100% up to you to figure out how to get your shit together, always. And if you can get some cool gifts on the way, that's nice, but to be ungrateful is just unbelievable.
Oh, there's an update.
This is me, and I'm going to tell you that it was very mature of you to block me. I needed time to think because you rejected buying my list, which was hurtful. And I didn't enjoy having to explain to my baby that you won't be coming around because you can't give us what we need. Don't apologize to me at all. No fucking way. No way. It was hurtful. I didn't enjoy having to explain to my baby that you won't be coming around because you can't give us what we need. Imagine writing that sentence.
No, the baby doesn't know.
The audacity. Thought it couldn't get worse and then just got worse somehow. How do I explain to my baby that you didn't give us what we need? An iPad. A dollhouse.
$200 playhouse.
Unbelievable. Truly remarkable. Still looking for someone who can rent my apartment, including taking care of my 2 cats from around 27th of December until 8th. So this is one of those, it's like a school vacation type of beat, probably. I remember this in college when if you lived like off campus, sometimes you're like going home, you would want a sublet, right? Is what they would call that. Try to find subletters. Or people who were doing like semester abroad or whatever.
I would think it would be for subletting, I think, a little longer than 2 weeks.
For sure. Yeah. Until January 2025. 2 weeks. Days can be flexible. I have a lovely space with garden in a quiet area in Amsterdam. Gesparplas Park is 5 minutes walk. Blah, blah, blah. 30 minutes here at Central Station, etc. It's also a nice place to celebrate New Year's Eve. My 2 cats are really sweet. One's very social and one's shy. If you're interested, we can set a meeting and I will show you my home. For questions, please private message me. Renting price we can talk about. Most important for me is that my 2 babies, Shiva and Pokey, will be taken care of. So this is perfect because it is exactly this. It's like you're looking for a cat sitter, but you want them to pay you instead.
Yeah.
Whereas almost always people with animals will, if you are lucky enough to find someone that you can pay to live in your house to take care of your cats.
Right, like you're paying someone to house sit and cat sit.
Correct. But you want someone to pay you to house sit and cat sit. Truly mental gymnastics. It's not over. This person says, I find it interesting. You're searching for someone to pay for your place while asking for cat sitting. There are very nice apps for cat sitting, like Cat in a Flat. They can also stay over or just visit once or twice a day if that is what you actually look for. Not everybody has money to pay for a cat sitter. Of course not. So now it's their fault because you don't have the money for a cat sitter. I'm not letting a stranger stay in my house for free for safety reasons. What?
Huh?
Find it interesting you feel the need to make a comment like that, not having any idea of who I am and what is my situation. No one fucking cares about your situation. This is the best part people need to understand. Literally no one gives a singular fuck about anyone's situation except their own. When you're talking about a marketplace of ideas and a marketplace of exchanges of goods and services, no one fucking cares about your situation. They are in it for themselves, just like you are. So don't come to me being like, you should pay me to cat sit my cats because of my situation.
Right, but all they know and care about is what's been posted and what you're asking for, which is outrageous.
I'm just saying, in your life, it is going to serve you so much better to know that literally not a single person outside of maybe your mom or your dad gives a fuck about your situation, whatever that is. Past traumas, lost your job, nobody cares at all. The sooner you can,
I see the
sooner you can figure that out.
He's going.
Well, how dare you comment without knowing my situation? Everyone has their own situation. No one cares about yours. That's it. I'm so sorry. It's just, you're going to have to figure it out. You don't get special treatment because of your situation.
Hey, Liam, what's your situation?
You don't want to know. Don't get me started. There's a long list. I know the holidays are about getting our kids gifts and seeing them smile. And honestly, I got my kids some gifts this year, but I can't help feeling left out. So I was wondering if anybody may like to get me a gift. I love hygiene products and makeup. Okay, that's reasonable. Hygiene products, makeup, affordable.
Only can take a drop off though.
Oh, the drop off.
Yep, they always need delivery.
Not only do you want another mom to buy you a gift, you want us to drop it off to you. How should we come down the chimney? Anonymous member 973, the drop off is where I was like, okay, now chill. Buying her a gift is cool, but I'm not Amazon nor your man to be dropping it off. Sorry, this post is wild. Welcome to adulthood. Most of us don't get gifts. Yeah. You do know this group is all moms who are usually left out. But to ask a bunch of other moms to buy a Christmas gift as well. We love making behind you products too. Christmas is about giving, not receiving. And if seeing your children's faces light up Xmas morning doesn't fill your heart, I'm really speechless. So it sounds like it's a group of moms who like have kids that don't have a lot of money, so they're looking help with their kids' gifts. But then mom came being like, hey, I also want gifts too. Kind of missing the point of the group, I think, which is to make sure your kids have enough. And unfortunately, as a parent, sometimes you have to make that sacrifice of not getting what you want for the sake of your children. Hi, I'm looking for someone to come along with me and help watch my EBF 8-month-old. Do we know what that means?
I do actually, exclusively breastfeeding.
Oh, wow. I would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
He is happy, easy guy, eats his solids. He's EBF, so no bottles. I'll be there for every diaper change. I run a horse training and instruction business. In exchange for babysitting, I'll give $5 a day. In free riding lessons, don't even include the money at that point. Just say free riding lessons. That's insulting.
$5? Not enough gas to get there.
You must have infant CPR and first aid training. Don't have it, but willing to get it? I'll pay for it. Bix of me and my little guy for tax. All of that's kind of reasonable, except the $5 a day. Like, what are we doing?
If you want childcare, you have to pay for it. That's it. You want a nanny to come along with you while you work, you pay.
If you find someone very specifically looking for riding lessons, maybe, let's say she's a great instructor in a particular upper level discipline, which the photos don't really show. Lessons can be around 60 to 80 for an hour, depending on your region. For 4 hours of work, that would put you at one lesson being $20 an hour, being very, very generous based on what this ad portrays. But who will watch the kid during that time? That is true. Yeah. Who's watching the kid while you're the one taking the lesson? Will there be additional horses not used? Sounds more like she doesn't really want to pay anything and just have someone babysit for nothing more than plodding around an arena for a bit just because the horses are already there. I wonder if she meant hour. Yeah, $5 an hour. Yeah, even still,
you cannot
crazy.
offer someone $5.
$5 a minute, maybe. Then we can talk. But just throwing that $5 out there is a little much. That one felt not super malicious, just kind of ignorant.
Just
a little bit, Yeah. Gene Simmons joining in on the pay me to work for me train. What is this? Gene Simmons is offering fans the chance to work for him as long as they're willing to pay for it.
Oh, no.
That's weird.
Oh, hell no.
Hey, you can come intern for me. Not for free. It's going to cost you.
Yeah.
And you'll make everything back in the connections you make, I'm sure. Imagine putting that you worked with Gene Simmons on. I paid to work with Gene Simmons.
No, nice
Bro,
try.
like how much money do you have that you need another $12,500 for someone to...
Where'd you come up with that amount?
I don't know. Whoever came up with this business model should die a slow, painful death. Sorry, not really.
Oh boy, so my baby shower is in 2 days, and apparently people don't know that they aren't supposed to show up to a baby shower empty-handed. The purpose of a baby shower is to shower the baby with a gift. I made a rule stating if you come empty-handed, you are not allowed to eat or have alcoholic drinks. Those who brought a gift will get a wristband at the door, and they are welcome to eat and drink as they please. It seems as though people aren't too fond of this rule, but to be honest, I don't care because the time and money it took to prepare for this baby shower is very hectic just to allow people to eat and drink for free without getting my baby anything. For all that, I rather they not show up. Am I being dramatic at this whole gift situation?
Female's take on this, go ahead.
You shouldn't have to say it.
I have two angles here, right?
I know, you shouldn't have to say it. Like if you're going to a baby shower, yeah, she's right that yes, the purpose of a baby shower is to shower the baby with gifts. But do you not also want to celebrate the arrival of your baby with family and friends? I don't know. Maybe some people aren't bringing physical gifts but can offer something else. I don't know.
I mean, the whole point of a baby shower is just to bring a gift for the kid. Like
to have a party.
Yeah, I guess. If you're part of a circle of people where they're just trying to come freeload off you and not bring a gift to a baby shower, then we have other problems we need to address before this baby shower thing.
There you go.
Like that's just
like the fact that you have to go out there and give out wristbands and say this.
You need a new circle of friends, unfortunately. It doesn't have to be like an expensive thing.
A card, like you gotta bring something.
Not everyone can afford it, but like maybe they bring a card with $20, like anything, you know? But on the flip side of that, super awkward to wristband it and
you're willing to create that?
Imagine like just being in a baby shower and there's like
slapping a piece of out of your hand.
There's people there with wristbands drinking and eating and having a good time, and like everyone else just like, oh, there's the table of people that didn't bring gifts.
Maybe they'll create a VIP section.
The lepers. That's awesome.
Oh, your gift's over $100 here. You can have our fun.
Yeah, you get the gold wristband. This is not in a high cost of living area. Mine is the only comment so far, and I'm pretty sure he's going to delete it. Live rent free. You pay your utilities. 1,100 square feet, 1 bed, 1 bath. Reasonable for but living by yourself. 10 by 30 garage, huge. Manage the storage facility in exchange for living rent free. This is great for a couple. We need someone there most of the time between 7 a.m. to 9. Jesus. To rent units and take payments. Monitor the property. Some maintenance like mowing the small area of grass, making sure it's clean, repairing fence when needed, repair damaged doors, hasps, and anything else. No pay, a place to live is the compensation. Unit looks kind of old. So it's not in a high cost of living area. That might cost, we live in New England, so it's high to the cost expensive to live.
Yeah.
Let's say $1,200 a month to live there. You're going to pay me $1,200 a month to manage your storage facility for 10 hours a day for an entire month? Hey, go yourself. Yeah, right. It's a good deal for the right couple or person. If you know someone who might be interested, please. So this dude commented, that's 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. Even at minimum wage, you'd be essentially paying $3,300 per month to live here.
That's more like New England pricing.
Yeah. I would also ask how the couple is expected to pay utilities when they'll have no income and be working 14 hours a day. Fair point.
That's actually really
Expect
good.
you to be here all
Good
day
gravy.
long. Good gravy,
I like
people.
the good gravy.
Utilities, what about food? I know a retired couple who did this lived off their Social Security. Okay.
All right.
I could
So when he says this could be for the right couple, maybe, but
I think the idea is that like you just need to be available. It's not like you're working from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. It's like you should be around a lot. Basically what it means is you can't have another job, which is crazy. So I guess if you're a retired person that wants a free apartment, maybe, but that whole thing is insane. I guess like what's the cost?
it's a choosing beggar.
It certainly is. Like you need to pay a facility manager like any normal person would if you run a business. So we get a medium on this. I'm curious.
Oh.
I volunteer often for a mission that provides clothing and care items for needy families with children under the age of 5. A family can visit every 2 months. They select items on a shopping list and volunteers pack the items, then deliver to a family vehicle that drives up at their selected time. One family doesn't stay in the vehicle and lets all their 3 to 5-year-old children out to run wild on the sidewalk adjacent to the mission's door. They bang on the door and we have to push to keep the kids from going inside. Once the kids got by and started grabbing items from other orders, today we had excess items for free on the nearby stairs and the kids started grabbing them. They were free and we didn't care, but it was disrespectful. We deliver their order to the mothers. One mother knocks on the door to ask for a toy for a child older than 5. We complied nicely, yet they don't leave for some time as we can hear the children outside the door. Once they leave, a volunteer tells me to walk outside with her. These mothers went through all the bags of packed requested items and removed items they didn't want and left them all over the sidewalk. Not in a pile. Items just thrown in different directions. No knocking on the door to say thanks, but we don't need these. I was furious. I told the other volunteers these families should be banned from receiving free items from the mission. A volunteer said that the kids were close to aging out soon. I'm dismayed by such rudeness. I don't know how to convince the other volunteers to not accept such behaviors. Continuing to allow our donations and volunteer times to be treated with indignation doesn't teach beggars to be more respectful.
That's gonna be it for me, dog.
Unfortunately, these type of character traits are oftentimes tethered to each other. Lack of respect, ignorance, inability to provide for oneself, dependency on missions, giving out free things at all times. There's just a certain type of individual, certain type of people. Without going too far down the rabbit hole, it's just not surprising that that type of behavior is accompanied by people that expect to live off of handouts from other people. And again, it's great that missions and things like this exist because there are genuinely people that are helped every single day by organizations like this, but it is unfortunate that there's not at least a decent level of respect and dignity that you're showing to these people that are giving you free stuff. But unfortunately, if you're not taught that from a young age and you're going to an adult that has kids that doesn't understand, that type of behavior is going to get passed on to your kids and the cycle continues.
It is too bad because somewhere in there, like you feel like the behavior needs to be corrected, but how?
Yeah, what do you do? Yeah, I don't know. Especially once you've become an adult, like you've just never had any sort of decent behavior modeled to you, and then that
So they think that's
continues to
normal.
pass on. Right? They don't even
That's
think
what
anything
they
of
think
it.
is normal.
So you go there, you're going to pick up all your free shit, and you're disgusted by the things that you don't want. You're throwing things. Your kids are running rampant, fucking stealing stuff from other people's bags. Don't even think twice about it. A restaurant's genius way of deterring choosing beggars.
I used to work in a restaurant that would be visited by beggars asking for free food up to 20 times a day. We were only open from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m., so you can imagine how much of a hassle this was, especially especially considering that some of them wouldn't take no for an answer until we threatened to trespass them. When it was brought to the attention of the owner, he shrugged and simply said, "Why don't you just tell them that we only have vegan dishes to offer? That usually deters them."
Love it.
It's kind of funny. We didn't believe that it'd work, but we tried it anyway. Spoiler alert, it worked pretty well. That's actually funny. For the remaining time I worked there, we saw the number of beggars fall from the double figures to less than half a dozen per week. Sure, I had to deal with people cuss me out for only being able to offer steamed broccoli and carrots with tempeh. Sheer horror. It would be a one-time thing and I'd never see them again. So yeah, if you ever encounter someone demanding something and not taking no for an answer, simply offer them something less than what they expected if you had said yes. Okay.
Not a dish on vegans, but if the beggars aren't even willing to take your food, then maybe there's something to be gleaned from that. That's funny. Just offer them vegan food. I would just happily say no, sorry. Maybe that's like they keep coming back expecting you to break and say yes versus, oh, all we have is vegan stuff if you want that. And then it's just like, oh, they just don't come back.
Yeah, they're not dying.
You kind of said yes, but it's like, oh, we only have this pile of dog shit. No, I'm sorry. I'm being mean. There are certain vegan dishes that are delicious. Certainly, I would never hit my macros if I was vegan. Okay, but
neither would I.
I'm not saying you can't make a delicious vegetable dish covered in oil and fat. Like delicious, yeah, it'd be great. I'm just gonna be a scrawny little loser that calls himself vegan, which is embarrassing.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine being married to a scrawny little vegan. Ooh, honey,
just wouldn't happen.
What did you make for dinner tonight? Some tofu string beans with soy oil? I hope there's extra soy in it, honey. You know I love my soybean oil. My titties are really coming in. Sorry. London
All
carnivore
right, I'll let
chooser.
you take this one.
I was on a work trip and had a few hours to kill while waiting for a flight home from London. I'm in a World War II obsession phase at the moment. Classic, dude. So I made my way out towards the Imperial War Museum on the tube. Come out from the underground when I reached my stop with my backpack and my small suitcase in tow. Not being familiar with the area, I pulled out my phone to bring up Google Maps and a youngish man approaches me and says, "Have you ever got any spare change, mate?" Now I must note that this man was wearing high street brand clothing, was clean and did not appear to be homeless, just maybe in a spot of bother. I told him I've only got a card on me and he was honest that if I had change, I would have shared. And I was honest. He asked me if I'll go with him to buy him some food as he's starving. But I told him nicely I've got plans and we need to get on my way. I didn't feel comfortable walking around with a stranger to God knows where, to be honest. He moved on to the next person who was at an ATM and I began to walk when I realized I had 2 fresh packs of unopened biscuits and a can of Coke from the hotel in my bag. Thinking of how tough of a spot he must be in, I thought I could help, so I came back to him with my findings and he says, "What's the shit is that then?" With me sheepishly replying, "Biscuits and a Coke?" I'm still dumbfounded at the response of the gentleman who I'd previously been informed was starving. He says, "Nah, bro, I don't want that shit. I only want meat." I mean, relatable, to be honest. But to wrap up the story, in the end, I kept the biscuits, but the Coke went into the bin at the airport. I had one of the biscuits on the airplane, and it was lovely and saved me playing Ryanair 450 for about 12 Pringles on the plane. What the shit is this, mate? I don't want that. I only want meat.
Choosing beggar. That's what it is.
Yeah, and I guess he was begging for money so then he could go buy meat. And then the guy, like, in place of money, since he only had a car, was like, "Here's some food." Yeah, that's crazy. If you're begging someone for money so you can...
Because you're starving.
Because you're starving, so you can buy a preferable higher-end meal with what you want, you don't actually need to be begging for money. You need to be settling for less until you can afford that nicer meal yourself. Fucking loser. Looking for accommodations. I'm currently homeless, dealing with a nasty divorce, needing a place to stay with my 5 mini gold
Oh my God.
Temporarily while lawyers are working on my case. I have no money, 40K in debt, no credit card, no job, and no car.
You shouldn't have 5 dogs.
Thanks. Man, I can only imagine people must have been chomping at the bit to get her to come stay with them.
I mean, how are you feeding the dogs? You can't.
Can you at least include one thing that you're bringing to the table? I cook a mean biscuits and gravy. I know how to work a dishwasher. I've folded laundry for 20 years. Anything you could possibly bring to the table besides 5 little shit dogs. I'm being a little judgmental on the dogs. Maybe they're cute and nice and don't shit and piss everywhere. They probably do. Well, maybe she could go 42K into debt to pay for the dog's food. She should have included, would love it if you could buy food for my dogs as well. Lady in my town's group asking for free housing. She's a backyard breeder and used to sell dogs for 2.5 to 3K, but apparently didn't use that money wisely. Don't worry, her loss is your gain. You could get a new freeloading roommate and 5 dogs. You just have to pay for everything. That's an insane post.
It is insane.
This person, backyard breeders can go to hell. Wow. Only victims here are the poor pups. Is that opposed to a different type of breeder? I don't know the breeder. I don't know the breeder terminology. I think that means you're like taking dogs and maybe incesting them to create more, which I think you're supposed supposed to breed with other breeders to make sure you're not incesting? I'm completely speculating. I have no idea. OOP's previous bragging and bashing is coming back to bite her in the ass. Anyone else note that the OOP has no contact order against her? Kind of want to know more about that. Oh, did she like look into this? Oh, there's more. Jesus.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Wow. Oh, God.
Of course there's
God.
a GoFundMe.
Yeah, of course. Help me fight for my dogs to get their home back safely. She has a no contact order. She didn't do anything to me directly, but she used to be in these groups talking down on and bashing people who were struggling financially, acting like she was better than everyone else. She was bragging about making $70K a year, that her husband making over 100, and how they had a nice house, cars, and all that. Oh, bro, you hate to see it. You don't actually hate to see it. This is the time you love to see it. That I remember vividly, but there's so much more. I'm interested if you're selling them. We have a good golden doodle and he needs a friend. Who do you expect to feed you and your 5 dogs? Are you asking for work? 675 raise out of 10K goal. Currently staying at a hotel so I can go about this devastating situation the legal way by hiring a lawyer. Thank you for your help in advance. Is this part of the GoFundMe probably? When I went to my residence that night, his sister and mom screamed at me and said, no, I was not getting my dogs. Well, my baby, do you not have someone in your personal life that can put you up? Like if you don't have a single family member or friend who's willing to take you in your moment of need, that might be telling you something.
Yeah.
Well, my baby Rome was screaming through the door. That's why I was banging on the door. The officers told me they were not going to allow me to get my dogs. They drove me away from the home and they dropped me off on 181. I went back again and the cops were called again, so I left. I cannot see what my ex is posting and was not aware of what the officers were telling him, but all I know is what was told to me. I did not specifically speak to my ex because of the no contact order, and I have no contact with him. I'm hiring a lawyer and I'm just, yeah, this woman's this woman's. Thanks for playing.
Luck.
Good luck, pal. Good luck to the person who takes her in.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no. This Zillow photo shows all the photos and how rundown it actually is, but pay them $1,500 a month and you'll get to pay for renovations. What a steal. All right, so what are we seeing here? 5-bed, 2 baths, $1,500 a month. So that's a very reasonable price for that many rooms, but let's take a look. What in the...
Oh, dear.
What is that little carriage? Wow, that place is old, dude. Ooh, probably smells. Only inquire if you're willing to do repairs to the property as it is being rented as is. Willing to offer tenant allowance for repairs. Mixed use building with storefront, office, retail in the front and residential upstairs. Has Airbnb potential given the zoning is CR, which does not require a permit. Why do you need to include that? The person you're renting it isn't going to profit from it becoming an Airbnb. The property is in need of repairs, but has a large amount of space, including 2 kitchens and on-site laundry. There's potentially 5 beds and 2 full baths with an attached driveway and fence in the backyard.
It needs about $500,000 worth of work.
$1,500 a month. Yeah, it's not for sale. So what, you rent it to...
Stay there and renovate.
You pay me $1,500 a month to stay in this shithole that needs you to renovate the whole time you're living there? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. This sounds like a great idea. I put the work into renovating the place, and as soon as it's completed, the rent is raised, and I'm kicked out so that it can be used as an Airbnb, right? That's what I'm saying. What? Perfect idea.
I mean, they basically told you what they're going to do with it with the Airbnb post.
Airbnb potential if you do the renovations well enough. So once it's ready to be an Airbnb, that officially concludes the time you're allowed to live here for $1,500 a month. What type of brainchild posts something like that? I just can't fathom it. There's a lot of really dumb people in the world. I guess we know that.
We know.
We know that.
We've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not saying I'm remarkably intelligent by any means, but compared to some of the shit we see online, it's like, man, I might be just the highest IQ individual on the planet. I manage a higher-end retail business, and I received a call for a donation.
That voice.
Sorry. And I received a call for a donation last week. Our primary business is lighting, but we sell all kinds of furniture and accessories. I said I'd be happy to donate an item to their auction, and the lady came back to pick it up yesterday. I brought out a $300 mirror for her, and she said, ooh, did you run out of lamps? I told her I didn't have lamps to donate at the moment. She said, are you sure I can't trade it for a lamp? I told her very politely that this was the donation being offered, but if it didn't work for her, I would hold on to it for the next donation request. Her response was a long followed by, well, it's better than nothing, I guess, and then asked me to carry it to her car.
Choosing beggars.
That's awesome. Hey, can I have something free for this auction? Sure, here's your free thing.
Yeah.
Do you have a better free thing that
Is the donation cause a legitimate thing? Or is she looking for something for her personal home?
Are you sure? Yeah, look, are you sure she was legit? Sounds like she was shopping for a new lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I had all the paperwork in order.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Whatever that means. I guess that, yeah, you need to have some
There's a
sort
lot of scammers with
paperwork.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure people can download that paperwork on Google or something. Forgot to post this from the local Buy Nothing page. People got banned from the group for suggesting this was too much to ask for. The Buy Nothing, that's like when you go on Facebook and are like, hey, I just want you to give this to me for free.
So you can request things if people have them laying around, or you can post things like, hey, I have this lamp to give away.
Right. It's like you have some trash that is not worth trying to sell.
You're not allowed to exchange money or even talk about money or anything.
It's like a nice thing to do instead of throwing something in the garbage, basically, because one man's trash is another man's treasure. Specifically, when that trash is every single Nintendo game system of all time, apparently. Let's take a look. So I'm not used to asking for things, and it does feel like I'm asking for a bit much. Self-aware right out of the gates. However, I was told to give this place a shot. In summary, I'm looking for portable retro gaming systems, their games, and possibly accessories. I'm mostly leaning towards Nintendo Game Boy, Color, Advanced DS, 3DS, new 3DS, but I do have an interest in the PlayStation Portable and Vita as well. So in an attempt to make it clear, I'll put a list of the platforms that I'm looking for with notes. Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Advanced DS, all the ones you just said. If we're looking at home consoles, I'd likely be looking for the following: NES, Super, Nintendo 64, GameCube, Wii, all Nintendo. In any case, I hope this gives everyone an idea of what I'm looking for. P.S. Forgot to put this in. I'm in the area, also I'm not planning on reselling them. I was hoping to actually get to use and play games on these classic systems since I didn't really get to do so when I was younger.
I don't think that's unreasonable. I mean, yeah, they listed a lot of things. They're not saying like someone has to give me all of these things.
Yeah, this
It's
feels
just
like
hey, you have this. If someone has one of these laying around,
this,
I'll take it.
This feels like the actual purpose of this
It is.
Facebook page.
I think it just looks funny because they listed a lot of things, but they're not expecting one
Yeah.
person to give them all brand new something or other.
It could be one dude who's got a Nintendo DS laying around, an extra one that he hasn't used in 8 years. It's all right, dude, have it. Like, now that being said, this is an interesting case because vintage games specifically, vintage video gaming is a very hot niche, and like there are like literally Nintendo games that go for hundreds of dollars.
Right, but some
when
people
they're
have
in
them laying
pristine
around and
condition.
just don't care.
Correct. I find it hard to believe that someone that still holds on to a Nintendo in working condition with their games, like that's like a treasure. Like you don't, this guy, that you don't just give those away for free. I don't think I'd sell it either. I'm just like, those are mine.
A Wii?
Those are my real games. But yeah, like there's certain kind of like in the middle systems that like aren't super profitable that people might have lying around. That like my PlayStation 4 right now, since we got Buddy and Xbox, here, like I would probably give my PlayStation 4 away because I don't see a reason to use it. It's not vintage. It's whatever. It doesn't have have the classic console feel. It's kind of like in that middle ground where it's like you still have the downloaded games and it's just a whatever system. You didn't know we have what?
PlayStation 4.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Is
I
it
had.
old?
PS4's at this point over a decade old, yeah. So I got an Xbox Series S recently. It was my first new gen system I've gotten in years, I guess, since a PlayStation 4. Since I've been kind of a PC gamer for so long. It's not mine, technically. It's
our kid thinks it's his.
Jackson's, yeah. I was just getting sick of him of using my Rocket League account, to be honest. Every time I go to play Rocket League with the boys, I got some weird skin with a little, like a Fortnite hat. Like he's messing around with my account. It's like, you know what? You can have your own account.
That's why you did it.
He just feels cool having his own account, but he plays very sparingly. He's gotten better about not asking.
He's been amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't complain about that.
Yeah, it's been great. We typically do like a weekends
He just
only.
understands when he can play.
During school nights, no video games. On the weekends, and we can game it up a little bit.
So
sometimes
hopefully we
by
can keep
himself.
this going.
Yeah.
Because his attitude's been good about it, but we've told him how important that is.
Yeah, when it was new, it was like top of mind, but now that it's become normal, he just doesn't ask when it's a normal weekday. It's great.
That was our tangent about video games.
He was a little bit of a choosing beggar. No, I guess not. He was just a beggar to start when he got it.
Oh,
as far as wanting
come
to
on,
play.
you have something new. Of course you want to play.
I told him, I said,
too.
buddy, I remember when I was your age and we got a Nintendo. I remember how crazy I was the first couple days. So we let him play a little extra to start. And now it's just kind of like a normal part of the screen time allotment, which is balanced nicely with other parts of his life.
Hopefully we can keep it that way.
Yeah,
He's only 6.
exactly. I'm sure it gets worse as you get older and have more agency. Well, that's about gonna do it. As always, I beg of you, and I'm not gonna be choosy here, just don't be a choosing beggar.
Okay.
That's it. I'm not gonna ask for too much because I'm begging you. But in general, if you're getting free just smile, nod, and say thank you. Be on your way. Thanks for watching. I love you. Great rack you have on you. To the God, what? That was to the men.
You're all right.
I was looking at your reflection in the screen. I don't know what I'm saying.
Wow.
It's the last video of the day. I'm starving. Oh, we gotta go. Let me get me out of here. See you later in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.